Happy Wednesday. The Labor Day time warp.
My old friend.
Time to talk to you again.
Am I darkness? Are you? Who's darkness in this equation?
I don't know. I guess my hair is darker, but you wear more black shirts than I do now because I'm trying not to. Because I'm recovering.
You're recovering from being constantly thrown up on?
Well, no, I'm recovering from trying to wear nothing but black shirts. Your shirts have things on them, though, like bands and stuff. I would just wear a plain black shirt.
I like a plain black shirt.
I like them too.
I'm not opposed to that. I own quite a few plain black shirts.
But, I'm trying to get better about it. I'm trying to wear colors and stuff. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
What I thought you were going to say was you're trying to be like, I thought you were heading toward you have trauma from being forced to wear a bunch of black shirts because they're easy to hide vomit, which is like the same reason I refuse to wear polos, which is what you have begun wearing.
I only own one. Yeah, I only wear one. I like polos. I hated nothing more than free t-shirt day in school because I was the only kid not in a sports shirt, and I wanted back in my uniform so badly.
I hated my uniform.
I was exposed.
Eventually, our uniforms, we got button downs, and I was fine with that. But for the majority of my childhood, it was polos. And I hate them, and I do. I'm just realizing as an adult, I see a polo, and I do assume things because I think polos I think polos are the modern day wife beater. I think a lot of shitty dudes have started wearing polos.
Maybe, I don't know.
So, like, people I know that are shitty.
They're very tight around they tend to, kind of end there. So they make you look, good. And honestly, I have no choice in the matter. Kristen likes them.
Yeah.
She was like,
and then the follow-up was, every summer, my parents forced me to do a sport, like every summer, because none of them stuck. And they were like, it's important that you do a sport. So because I hate every sport, and this is confirmed, we tried them all. I hate them all. But it was a process to know that I hated them all because every summer I was in a different sport. And so one wonderful summer, when it's 100 degrees in Florida, my parents were like, let's sign him up for kid golf league. So I went from being forced to wear a polo every goddamn day of my life at school to being forced to wear a polo every goddamn day of the summer. Because there was a dress code with golf. Yeah. Now I hate polos and I hate golf.
And did you try tennis?
No, never tried tennis. I actually was kind of somewhat. Eventually, bowling stuck because they had an arcade.
Sure.
And so I knew that I could tell mom, you don't need to pick me up right away, and I would have a good time because after required bowling was done, I would go and play House of the Dead 2 with my buddy. So yeah, I do enjoy bowling. I did come out of bowling still enjoying bowling. I'm not good. I'm not a good bowler, but I still enjoy bowling. And then paintball stuck. I got really into paintball for like 4 years. I would paintball almost every weekend. So
it's important to have a physical hobby.
It is, and I don't have one right now, and boy howdy am I aware of that fact.
Yeah.
My physical hobby right now is booking hotels in Japan. That's my physical hobby.
Yeah. The preparation for vacation.
Yes. Yeah. I don't usually prep this much. We usually go places where we can just kind of wing it. Like we either go to Key West, which we know like the back of our hand, and you don't really need to plan Key West, or we go to New York, where there's so much stuff to do all the time, and you can just jump on a train and go to it.
Yeah, you can just kind of head out.
Yeah.
In old New York.
Which I'm assuming Tokyo will have a little bit of that, but we've never been before, and I don't really want to show up without a hotel booked. So, yeah. I know the youngins do that. They go traveling abroad and they don't book anything, which I'm sure if we were fine with capsule hotels would probably work out just fine. But common area bathrooms, I am extremely American in that regard.
It's something you just learn to do. I don't think you know how fast you adapt to things, though, right?
It's not for me.
That's the human experience.
It's our freaking 10-year anniversary. Yes, let's go to the gender segregated hotel.
I'm not trying to, convince you or anything. I'm just saying, the plot of most apocalyptic movies is, hey, isn't it weird we got used to this so fast? That was odd.
Oh shit. Jesse showed up. What's up, my dude?
Oh, hello.
Love you too, dude.
I enjoyed you on the stage there. And great interview. Well done.
I enjoy the thought of seeing you in person again next April. That's what I enjoy.
The whole thing. I commented. I loved your autumn joke.
That's what I. Oh, you watched it? I didn't watch it.
Oh yeah, I watched the whole thing.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
It was a good interview. It was good.
Sick. I didn't know it was broadcast. I'm learning right now.
I think it was only on Twitch.
Oh, okay. I don't watch a ton of Twitch these days.
I was in there representing the GG while I limit tested Expedition 33 on the old.
Oh, so this was yesterday.
No, this is Friday. The Friday was.
Friday. Yeah. Gotcha. Tell Preach and OK Mage to hurry up. I do too. I feel like they are aware of our intentions.
Yeah, they know.
I think they know that.
They know.
We are down the clown.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I should.
It's just a matter of time.
I should probably poke. Just be like, hey y'all, what's up? What are you doing?
When we 7.3, and
I haven't seen anything on Preach's feed. I'm not sure it's on the horizon. Oh, he's doing MSQ next week. Okay, chill.
Oh,
chill.
Cool. Yeah.
All right. Well, I will give a poke and I'll confirm with OK Mage as well.
It's a busy time of year.
There. We will go from there. My brain is in Expedition 33 land, which we'll talk about on the program.
We'll talk about that.
Thank you for the super. I am so glad that your cat's infection is officially cured.
Nice. Congratulations.
Also, Rosencrantz is a phenomenal name.
It really is.
Absolutely amazing.
I went to a zoo recently and they only had a dog. It was a Shih Tzu. That was a gem.
Love you too, Evan. Jesse, Evan loves you. Thank you for super, Evan. Well, shall we podcast?
Yeah, let's make a podcast. Oh, let me grab what's going on over here right now. Okay, cool.
What are you doing?
I'm just grabbing the media source. I forgot to add it to this layer.
That is so official looking that page scares me. I'm like, Kyle, you might be showing your IP address or some shit right now. I'm just like, it just looks like something you shouldn't show. It just looks like something you shouldn't show. The time currently in Florida. Y'all look out. You might see the name of my hard drives. There's no way to find out what time it currently is in Florida.
It's impossible unless you Google it. But it could get weird.
None at all.
Damn right. Oh my God, I'm a dad. Holy shit. I gotta go. Oh, there's a teddy bear parade next week. I gotta get ready for that. Because I gotta go to lunch in the school. I'm invited.
None of this makes any sense. Am I supposed to understand what any of this?
There is so much homework.
There's a teddy bear parade. So you have to go to school.
First up,
how are those two things even connected?
There has been zero show and tells, which like what? No show and tell? I have no idea what's going on. I had to watch a video called Sigma Boy to figure out what was being sung off the bus yesterday.
Sigma Boy?
Sigma Boy. Sigma Boy. Yeah, it's a song. I have no additional information on it other than the kid in it totally got down and did that Russian dance, when they're all like, knelt and they do the arms out to the side and they go quack, 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 quack. And like, it was holy shit. It was a very
Russian
impressive
brain
dance.
Rot. Wow. So we really did truly lose the Cold War. Is what I'm hearing.
The kids, apparently the fifth graders in the back of the bus were like cheering this thing. And so
this is the Sigma Boy.
So he came off the bus singing Sigma Boy. So I had to look that up.
Wow.
Yeah. See?
Okay.
I'm getting to know.
Show and tell hasn't been a thing for a while. Can you say that? Like, are you sure? Like, how do you know that how do you know that factually? Why aren't those in the corner?
It's just not
Why aren't those at the bottom?
It's just not very valuable. I haven't done a special layer just for podcasts yet. I just copy pasted the intro one over.
Should be at the bottom.
Yeah.
Should be at the bottom. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, we don't know what they do at literally every school. We have no way to verify that. I can't be that certain.
Well, it's not. I just don't think it's valuable. They have writing
Most
and,
things
and
in
math.
school aren't valuable.
Yeah, but like the kids aren't learning how to share anymore. They do homework in kindergarten, you know.
And we never learned how money works.
I think they might. I think they're smarter than me. Yeah, that's why your dad was always like, well, you're smarter than me, son. And it's because you come home with weird ass shit that he's never seen before.
It'd be like, Dad, do you know how much the S&P is up? What are you doing with your money?
See, this one's in the middle. This one is nice.
Perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, this
absolutely
one's
wonderful.
Nice.
Absolutely wonderful.
Support our
I'd like
bromance.
to track it a little bit better to the prop we were using.
You're welcome to get in there and work the file. Yeah,
I have barely been home this week.
Yeah, so. I noticed. Yeah, so feel free to jump in there and work on it.
Yeah. That's just dark, Lupus. That's just dark. I'm not gonna thank you for that. That's just dark. Thanks for making me depressed.
It's been freaking wild. But that is my personal kindergarten show and tell that I brought today.
Okay.
You may now begin the
personal
podcast.
Show and tell.
Yep.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Well, welcome back, everybody. It's the Grinding Gear podcast. It's September. It's the Patreon-a-thon.
Woo!
That's right. We're streaming 4 days in a row, every damn week, every Monday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every Thursday, streaming every single freaking day. Videos are still coming out, which means we're sneaking in video records in there somewhere. And I haven't even begun to lose my mind. Can you tell that I am clearly on top of it? Haven't even started to begin to lose my mind. Please check out supportourbromance.com because it's Patreon-a-thon. We're trying to remind you about the Patreon. Go check it out. If we hit 3,000, we are doing another Grinding Gear meet. Help us hit that goal. Supportourbromance.com. Podcasts on Wednesdays during all the Patreon-a-thon. Just so you know, everybody. I mentioned it last week, but in case you skip episodes, there it is. There it is, everybody. That's what's going on. We have a lot to talk about today because we started Expedition 33. We're going to talk about that. Kyle is still playing Hollow Knight where no one can see him. He's going to talk about that.
In the privacy of my own home. Shameful Hollow Knight display.
Selfish MMO developers hoping that we remember that they are people too. We're going to talk about Blizzard suing private WoW server creators. We're going to talk about how ray tracing isn't all that in a bag of potato chips for Battlefield 6. We're going to talk about Capcom blaming the price of PS5s on low Monster Hunter Wild sales. Wow. We're going to talk about Left 4 Dead. Oh, but first, oh God.
Good. Oh, great news, everyone. Shove it.
But first, we're going to jump scare with the Into the Next intro, which is still there from a one-off joke that we did 2 months ago. We're going to talk about the news that Silk Song is only $20.
That's freaking crazy.
Silk Song is only going to be
inspirational.
It's only going to be $20, Kyle.
I went to their Kickstarter and I saw that originally, they only asked for $35,000 to make the game in the first place.
That is bonkers.
In 2017? And that was enough. They made a game off that. I mean, they sold it after that.
I believe that they hit quite a few stretch goals.
But even those were quite modest.
Yeah, they raised $57,000.
That's not a lot of money for a video game.
That is not a lot of money for a video game. No, it is not.
It's a pretty game. It's not just like jiggling JPEGs, and like they just kind of like they're not warped. It all feels very hand animated.
Yeah,
it's a good looking game.
I missed this game entirely. Like it just wasn't on my radar whatsoever. I have heard more about. I'm only aware of Hollow Knight because of the meme that is Silk Song releasing. That's it. I looked at it once and I was like, this looks like one of those really hard side scrollers. I'm not going to play that. And now I don't know. I probably should. People would probably be amused with me sucking.
I have not done my Wikipedia deep dive because I'm not done with it yet. But I'm very curious to see just how their production went out. Because they had tons of goals on here that weren't met. I don't know if that was lack of hype. 62,000. That doesn't seem like too much to ask for a really well-made video game, but we didn't know at the time it was a very well-made video game. And from the little I've read, they didn't set out to make a Metroidvania. They just wanted to make a game that they really liked that was going to have those elements. And somehow they became the gold standard of this, on top of reaching a goal for a second playable character and just going, well, you know, why don't we just make it the whole game?
It's technically making good on the goal.
It is. Also, you know, the Wii U goal at 50,000, that's not happening anymore. They had to make
we're getting it. We're finally getting a second playable Hades character. It just happens to be in the game called Hades 2.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
technically, I guess we already got it because the game's in early access, but you understand my meaning. By the way, I didn't scroll down when I pulled up the Kickstarter. It is hilarious to see a Met goal for a Wii U release. That is, whoo, boy. The fact that the Wii U and the PS Vita were on Hollow Knight's original Kickstarter stretch goals takes me back to a time and a place. A time and a place where only one person I ever knew then and have ever known since owned a Wii U. Only one person in my entire sphere of influence.
Shame we're never getting a third game, though. Because there's a third playable character at $68,000 back in 2017 that wasn't unlocked here. So
I thought that's how I was going to learn that they sold their shit to Valve.
They can't. Yeah. Well, it's on Steam. You know,
you're about to tell me that.
Are you allowed to?
That says it's on Steam. That's okay. But if Valve owns you, you're never getting a number 3. It's never happening.
Evocative art.
So much so that when some folks went on to try and make another Left 4 Dead, they had they went to Back 4 Blood. I guess that's more of a playoff of Left 4 Dead, but I can't help but notice there's still no 3, even in the spiritual successor.
Well,
the Left 4 Dead 2.
Well, spiritual and like. Wasn't that kind of a George Lucas situation? I remember reading about the Back 4 Blood.
I mean, I remember playing it and thinking it was like not all that great.
Yeah, that's what I heard. What I heard was it was one of those situations where like, though that was that creator's ideas, and through the restrictions that Valve created, they made a good game. And then where they're like, look out, I'm the person who made Left 4 Dead, they made a not so good game because everyone was like, right this way, sir.
Yeah, that was one of the. This doesn't happen very often, but that was one of those games where I had to admit to myself that I wanted to like it more than I was actually liking it.
The card system was
it was so stupid,
not good.
It like what? Nobody wanted that. Nobody asked for that. It didn't make the game better.
It didn't make it longer.
It wasn't like such a crash and burn of a bad time that it was like Redfall. You know, Redfall was like so bad it made headlines about how bad it was. But Back 4 Blood was, yeah, as our wonderful mod Luke is saying, it was fine, but that's not good enough when you're invoking Left 4 Dead, because those games are much better than fun.
And when you're evoking a team-based shooter too. Is Redfall? Can I still buy Redfall? Yeah, I can still buy it. $40.
Probably. What?
$40. So
I cannot imagine spending $40.
You know, when you're $3 short of Expedition 33 on sale right now on Steam, you could have Redfall today.
You can't. Don't bring up. I don't want to talk about Expedition 33 yet, Kyle. It's not news. Technically, it's news that it's new to us, but it's not news. Well, that'll be in the what we're playing section. That'll be in the what we're playing section.
Apparently, recent reviews are mostly positive. So.
It's so good. Oh, on Redfall?
Yeah, they're working on it.
At this point, if you're picking up Redfall, you know what you're getting into. Your expectations are set. No one's tripping and falling into playing Redfall on accident.
There are a lot of negative reviews posted in the last 24 days. So
but you just told me it was mostly positive.
Well, it is mostly. I'm still seeing negative reviews though. So somebody is discovering this game on their wish list or suggest. Oh, it's part of the Arcane bundle. Oh, you get it when you buy like a big old pile of like Dishonored really, Dark Messiah, Might and Magic.
Yeah, Arcane is Dishonored, right?
Prey. Deathloop? Oh, Deathloop's pretty good. Okay, so you get a big stack of good games in this bundle that they're selling right now.
Yeah, I don't like Dishonored, but I know a lot of people do.
I like Dishonored.
So, yeah, I know you're one of them.
Yeah.
You're a lot of people.
Yeah,
you're a lot of people.
Dishonored. It's all right.
Yeah. Anyway, are you just gonna jump? Are you just gonna jump on the Silk Song? I've seen a lot of chatter around the internet on if folks should play Hollow Knight or not, and most of the responses I've seen are no. You don't need to worry about it. Just go for it.
Well, I mean,
just Silk Song it up.
I don't know why I'd stop. I'm really enjoying Hollow Knight. It's It's extremely impressive. At one point, it said, hey, you know, all those graves you passed? Each one of those are bosses. You can go do them now. And the game like expands and the world is translating as I kind of affect it with my adventures. And I get lost for 3 full hours because I didn't see a hole I was supposed to go down. And then I used an enemy to bounce off his head to get into a place that I shouldn't have been without a certain double jump. So I ended up not thinking there was a double jump in the game. So that was probably like 4 hours of my time doing the whole map again with my knowledge of not being able to double jump. But the Crystal Dash is badass. So I got that now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chill.
That's good. That's a good game.
I want to try the time. The time is a little rough. Time is a little rough. You know, we're Expedition 33 is our big project this month. We're also we're kicking off Manderville Mondays next week. So we got a lot on our plate on top of still trying to make videos and the like. So
yeah, it's very.
I'm certainly curious. Like I want, as is so often the case when I pick up something that I'm not even sure would be in my wheelhouse. It comes from a place of I want my own opinion. Like this seems to be so beloved. I'm curious. I want to know what it's like, what it's all about. Is there fun to be had for me, someone who doesn't seek out experiences like this typically?
I think so. I don't think it would be a good compliment to anything QuickTime related you might be enjoying at the very moment. It is extremely busy, twitchy, real time. But there's also just like a lot of organic moments, like you have a range blast that you can do. And there was this annoying little fly bouncing where I wanted to jump. So I blasted it, and that blasted through him and unlocked a huge level on the other side by accident blasting him. But when you have that knowledge in your mind, you know, it's a whole different thing. Cause then you're like every time you walk by that wall, if I was like looking over your shoulder, I'd be like, ooh, he's walking right by the wall. Oh my God. He doesn't know that if he just, you know, for no reason at all, used a range blast on that bug, he would unlock an entire level. Maybe he'll never even see the level. Then he won't have the upgrade and he's only doing 17 damage instead of 21. And I don't know if I can handle this.
Do you agree? Because I've seen concerns along what Kotar is saying here. Thanks for the super, by the way. I've seen it's come up a lot, and I feel like you're already feeling this because you're not streaming this. But Kotar here is saying mods would need to pull up sniper rifles big time because there would be relentless backseating. I just kind of assume that with anything that is a skill-based game, that folks are going to have opinions on how you should play, and kind of like all of this stuff I see when I tune into FromSoft streams. Like this purity test. It's like, oh, you're using summons. How dare you? It's not what the developers intended, despite the fact that developers put the summons in the game. But do you think it would actually be that bad?
Metroidvanias are a special breed because it's not hard if you know what to do a lot of the time. And in particular, when it comes to exploration, very often you are making things harder for yourself by not getting the proper upgrade before going to X zone. So folks don't want to hear you complain about being hard because you didn't do it correctly in the first place.
Or
compliment the difficulty, right? Because then the egg's on your face. Because you're being like, oh, this is so crunchy. What an awesome battle. We were dueling and I was dodging and I did this cool thing. And then what? And I had this. And it's like, yeah, but if you had the trinket that you were supposed to pick up 2 levels ago by jumping down instead of up, this wouldn't have been, your thrilling moment means nothing to me. Whereas a FromSoft audience, you can say all that. It's like, yeah, but I'm spec'd into axes. So it's axes. You know, like I'm 20 hours deep and all I have is axes. Yeah, but you should be using a polearm for that. Well, sorry, I've got an axe and it's got +9, lightning on it. And this guy's immune to lightning. Like there's nothing I can do except for restart the whole game. But there's this kind of level of like that investment. And the tough thing is like, that really is the fun of Hollow Knight. And when you go through an area, because there is so much backtracking, holy shit, is there a lot of backtracking. But you get that next dash, you get a double jump, you're going faster, and you know that enemy, and you bounce off his head into another head, and then you blast backwards, and like it evolves in such a way that is so rewarding. It to me, it's counterintuitive to streaming.
That's fair.
But
so I felt that a little bit with Expedition 33. I'm like, you should not play this game with studio lights on.
But
this game is too cozy.
I do think like if you're like Mega Man lover, like you have lived and loved Metroidvanias your entire life, there's certain DNA you'll just be like, oh yeah, I know that one.
Okay, so it is okay. All right, cool. I can wait then, because I kind of despise Mega Man games. I've never really liked them or understood the appeal. And you already know that I'm not really a Metroid guy either.
Yeah, I think this could work. You know, it's hard, and oh my god, losing that first pile of Geo sucked. Holy crap! Just knowing your money is gone forever was rough.
Fair. That's fair. People are gasping. I don't get it. My college roommate was obsessed with Mega Man. I was just like, not for me. I tried. I gave it an honest shake. Don't like those games. Unsubbed, unfollowed, canceled. This is what I get canceled for. Then I'm proud to be canceled.
Hollow Knight's also freaking adorable. Like there's this, you go to a shop and there'll be like a grub woman, and she goes like, and like flaps her little mandibles by her cheeks like she's blushing as you shop, and all her descriptions are like, you think you're a spellcaster, you little cutie. And there's this little caterpillar that every time you save one of his babies, he goes, whoa, hey, oh, and throws money in the air. Like, it's so freaking cute. It's so stupid cute. And they want to murder you. Sometimes. And there's lore.
I don't mind good murderous intent.
Yeah. So
I will not, Chad. I'm sorry. You can like me or you can love me. I'm not going to derail the podcast with a discussion of Mega Man.
I hope Silksong lands. Like it, like the more than like this studio alone. I just want to hear more stories of we were having so much fun that we had to put it out as a business decision. Like I want this to be everything it can for Team Cherry, because
there's still only like 4 dudes in Australia making games. Yeah. Did they up their team at all?
They were just having fun, you know? They just kept drawing shit and adding mechanics to it. And that's so fresh. It's so beautiful. So bring it on.
Yeah. From the outside looking in, there's been so much hype for so long. Like, I hope it's what people want from it, because I'm like, I'm not even that invested, and I'm like bracing for this. Like, oh, this didn't hit the way I hoped it would, because people have had so much time to think about what this game means to them.
Yeah, and it's spoken of with such a reverence that people have forgotten the frustrating parts. Like, I've been talking to some of my friends who played Hollow Knight. I'm like, oh man, I got lost forever doing this. And they'll be like, no, I don't remember that. I remember the game was really streamlined. I'm like, yeah, you know, when you jump the thing and you got the crystal dash, and then they're like, oh my God, you're right. I was there for 3 hours. That guy was an asshole. So nothing is left in the Hollow Knight verse but good vibes.
That was like, yeah, we ran it for completely different reasons and different gameplay stuff. It's more story stuff than less gameplay. But yeah, we ran it. How many times did we run into that when we were playing through the Final Fantasy XIV story, where people were like, oh, I totally forgot how long the Ruby Sea takes in Stormblood and how much it drags its feet. And there's like one of those in almost every expansion where we notice a pattern to messages of, oh, I forgot about this part, or I forgot how long this part takes, kind of a thing. And it's like, yeah, like, you know, with enough time, all you remember is the good shit, because that's what you focus on. But it's also kind of why it's fun to revisit things sometimes. You know, you forget the little in-betweens. As I am currently realizing as I revisit Evangelion. It's like,
oh, are you still going? Where are you at on that?
Honestly, I've been distracted because we went to the Blink concert over the weekend, and we had little micro travels and the Alien Earth. I'm trying not to miss an episode, but I didn't see last night's episode because I played through Expedition 33 again up to the point we made it on stream, and Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about how Left 4 Dead's lead designer is working on another game.
Woo. Okay, cool.
You brought this to my attention. I missed this story entirely, but you can head on over to Rock Paper Shotgun and see Left 4 Dead's lead designer is making another 4-player co-op shooter that expands, quote unquote, expands the formula, which led me down the rabbit hole of going, wait, didn't he work on Back 4? Nope. No, he did not. He didn't. Mike Booth, the lead designer, did not work on Back 4 Blood.
Team Fortress 2 was their other project over there with Counter-Strike Condition Zero.
Yeah. So I give everyone permission to be excited because this has nothing to do with Back 4 Blood. I think we're all allowed to feel excited about this. Hopeful, maybe.
It's interesting that they kind of note the sources outside of Back 4 Blood here as games like Fat Shark's Warhammer games, which are really solid, GTFO, which I haven't played but I really wanted to, and then Deep Rock Galactic is probably the most proficient one of those that I can think of, particularly when it comes to pick a character.
It's a popular subgenre that, at least in the last couple of years, this is a bit of a recency bias, but in the last couple of years, feels like it is served less than RTS fans. And that is strange to me because I think this is a bigger audience. And I'm surprised maybe there are attempts and I just don't hear about them because maybe they don't stick or they don't hit.
Well, and that's the weird thing about anything co-op like this, like RTS is, sometimes I'll be on the show and be like, oh, I love StarCraft. I wish they still made. Sorry, a bud just appeared on my screen.
Wait,
it's Marvel Rivals, but I was like, what's with the bud?
Oh, you were like, should I worry about this?
Why rock paper shotgun? Why are you showing me butts? Oh, okay, don't worry. Disney approved of this buttocks. We're okay. This butt is free for the internet.
Every time I'm reminded, every time I see a new sexy Marvel Rivals skin, I instantly forget and then remember that Disney owns Marvel.
Yeah, well, they know what they're doing.
Oh my! When is the Disney Princess Waifu game coming?
What the hell was I talking about before butts showed up on my screen?
Now we're just talking about butts. We're talking about how you always want a new StarCraft game, and people are like, "But there is a new RTS, but it's never as good as StarCraft."
No, and it's the same. I have this weird reason, and I really try to explore it, where someone will be like, hey, I made a monster manual of things you can use in your 5th edition D&D game, completely compatible, 100% balanced. And I'm like, no, thank you. I want official balancing, even though Wizards of the Coast never did a really good job balancing anything.
Oh, yeah. How are you with back in Blizzard's heyday of adding a brawl mode to every single game that existed? How were you with brawl modes? Because I always had a distaste for them for the same reason. Like if I was loading up HOTS, I wanted to play a game of HOTS, not wacky made up rules HOTS. If I was loading up Hearthstone, I was there to play Hearthstone, not wacky made up rules Hearthstone. So I never got into that brawl stuff.
I liked the co-op one where you fought Mecha Man. That one was good.
I don't know.
It was a brawl, but you had like a boss that would switch sides in order to facilitate a 2v1 mini game. And that was really solid.
Oh, I remember hearing, you're talking about the Hearthstone one.
Yes.
Where you fought Memoron. Yes, I remember hearing the hype about that. And then when I played it, I was like, oh, this isn't real co-op. They didn't figure it out. They just swapped sides.
They kept the screen the same and they didn't make it unique. I like the Braxis thing.
That was the brawl that made me cancel our brawl episodes of Angry Chicken. I was so mad at that brawl.
Because it was probably something you requested a lot and then they gave it to you, but it wasn't of the polish.
Like, oh, you didn't figure it out.
Yeah. I'm impressed that I like Commander as much as I do when it comes to Magic the Gathering. Because that feels made up, but the limitations of one card each means there's so much variance.
Yeah, I haven't had a true Commander experience. So like I tried like 1v1 Commander just to get my head around like a Commander deck, and I hated that. I did not enjoy that experience. So I do not claim to have had a true Commander experience. So I still need to have one to weigh in on that.
I love systems though. I love Nemesis system from the Lord of the Rings games, and I love the director, like that AI director that originally Left 4 Dead had. And I know that several of the iterations have tried to add like Twitch integration where they can prompt it to be more angry by typing things. And those clips are funny, but it never looks fun.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm all for this. Please give me something new in the in a Left 4 Dead genre in that segment. I was excited to see this, and I was excited to be misinformed on who all worked on Back 4 Blood.
Capcom. What's going on, Capcom?
Capcom is laying some of the blame
Cap
for
Clown. Is that something they say? Am I coining a phrase? Am I joining hateful people by saying that?
I think Clowncom.
Clowncom works a little better.
The problem is, Kyle, I think you and I both actually quite enjoy a lot of what Capcom puts out.
I do. So. It's one of those. I don't know enough about Capcom, so I'm just impressed. And I will constantly say things like, the RE engine, I love it, I trust it, it comes out and it works. And people will be like, how dare you? That thing's a piece of shit. But I'm not invested enough in Capcom to know when they're messing up. So to me, it's always weird when they do these things where they self-admit they messed up.
Yeah, I mean, that's not necessarily what this is. I think that this is we're at the end of another fiscal quarter, and so more news is being derived from earnings calls and all that kind of stuff. So, for the semi-recently ended quarter, which would have been June 30th, Wild sales barely beat out Rise sales. There was over 477,000 sales of Wilds and just shy of 400,000 sales of Rise. 389K. So
wait,
the tail Wilds had a really good launch. I believe it was literally record setting for Capcom, but it seems that the tail is maybe not so strong.
Huh. As of June, when was Switch 2 released?
That's a great question. I own one and I don't remember.
Yeah, I feel like it was after June, so that probably shouldn't have had such a large effect on it.
Switch 2 release date was June 5th.
Okay, so that really wouldn't have had a quarterly effect here. Because that's the only thing I can think of immediately off the top of my head isn't if Rise is available on Switch.
I have a ton of friends that's how they play it too. Like Switch is their Rise machine.
Well, and Rise is great for a handheld because you go in, you beat up the monster, and it's over. You can go farm a bunch of bugs to make the experience easier. But in no way is it the world's distraction fiesta.
Yeah. Yeah, I I'm not as tapped in to the day-to-day wild Monster Hunter community. So, but when I originally read, this is just an interesting read the other morning with my coffee. I was like, oh, cool. And I was looking at it, I'm like, I bet a lot of folks that are, still not pleased with the optimization of Wilds with how difficult it is to run on PCs. I bet this is going to be some fuel to the fire, but I haven't seen a lot of heat. I haven't seen a lot of people citing this for anger or being pointed to as, look at them. They're not addressing the real issue, which is, you need a $4,000 PC to run this damn game. And they're instead, just saying PS5 expensive, which it is.
Yeah.
And it just got more expensive. I don't know if you heard about this, Kyle, but all PS5 SKUs just went up $50.
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah. For totally mysterious reasons. No one knows why.
Nobody knows. So this is an interesting, essentially, translation we have here saying that, yeah, it was a $70 game that came out in 2025 and Worlds is $10 and Rise is $10. So which do you think costs better? The one you need to spend $677 to play in the first place if you don't have a PS5? Silksong $20, you know,
that's why I'm like, all right. You're still not addressing like the issue that a lot of people are focused on, which is like the performance problems or just the performance ask of if you don't have a PS5, what's your option? Well, it's PC and it's a very expensive PC. But it is a good point. It is still expensive. Like the consoles, even though the PS5's been out for a while, it's probably past its halfway point. It's still expensive and it just got more expensive. Now that wouldn't have affected the previous fiscal quarter, but because that price increase didn't hit until 2 weeks ago, I think is when when the news broke that they were going to be increasing the price of the PS5s, but it hasn't come down. It's still a full price console.
According to this article, there's no mention of Xbox console pricing in their comment. Wilds is available for Xbox though, right?
I believe, but we focus on PlayStation because it has just outsold the Xbox to such a great degree. Not to mention that Monster Hunter is a very popular game in Japan, where the Xbox barely sells at all.
Interesting. Despite new content, new seasons, fans remain unsatisfied with the state of the game. I mean, that's just the game's fault. Like it's nothing wrong to me with like the designers or even the game. It's just like it's hard. And Monster Hunter is such a unique experience for me that, you know, we'll get questions like, hey, you gonna dive into the new seasonal content? Like, no. I'm not ready. I didn't grind in the in-between. I stopped playing a while ago. And the game asks quite a bit for you to play on the level that it puts out content for. And I say that as someone who just loves other hard games that I'm willing to put that time into. And then there's things that like are just conveniences, right? Like there wasn't a good Souls like in, what was that, 2023? So I bought Lies of P. I have the same problem I do with RTSs and monster manuals as I do with Souls like. I'm like, oh, a non-FromSoft one. Gross, that's not official. It's not going to be any good. And then Lies of P came out. Oh, shit.
Did you play Lies of P? And you're like,
oh, Pinocchio, and there's nothing else to play. Holy shit, this is amazing. How did this happen?
I'm glad. I'm so happy for you that you can get past Pinocchio. Pinocchio creeps me out, man. Pinocchio
he's a robot boy. It's the fact that he's Pinocchio. I don't think it really comes up much, to be honest.
I'm just you know, I don't seek out. I don't go out of my way for Souls experiences, and so it doesn't help. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't help for me. Someone who finds the general vibes of Pinocchio to be off-putting. Yeah. So.
Yeah, they've got such like I. This is a fascinating mental puzzle to me because you're balancing so many ideas, difficulty, but also like spoiler-free kind of like raid culture when it comes to Wilds. Like you'll be like, "Hey, you want to raid that thing this weekend?" No, I'm doing it with my static kind of energy. But so I could pay $70 today to be told that I have to level up for 100 hours, and then you're going to be busy with your static on the season release.
But we've had a lot of conversation about this. Are you talking about the Final Fantasy XIV crossover again?
No, I'm just talking about like how Monster Hunter as a modern game is treated. It's treated with more reverence than I'm used to when it comes to new monsters and seasons. But if you say, hey, I just bought Worlds, they're like, hey, let's play this weekend. I'm there. I've beaten that thing like 10 times. So it's just Monster Hunter is a wild culture. It's a very interesting game.
Well, and it's still, to me, I still see it as developing because World was to me the breakthrough with people in my life. Like, I didn't really know anyone that played Monster Hunter growing up, and then World came out, and suddenly like 3 of my old raid teams from World of Warcraft, like that's what they were all doing.
Yeah.
And plus, I think it had quite the overlap with Shadowlands, I believe. And yeah, like no one was raiding in Shadowlands from that I used to raid with. They were all playing Monster Hunter World.
Oh, Kira in Here's the Storm was a Monster Hunter character. That's where they got the influence. They were completely smitten with Rise on the team, and it's all they were doing.
But that makes a lot of sense. I know. Our buddy AZ Jackson from the HOTS team is a big Monster Hunter guy. He's over at Riot now, right?
Yes. Yeah. He's over. He's overdoing. I'm not entirely sure at the moment.
Anyway, I thought this was fascinating. I thought I was going to see more people using it as like argument fuel, but like when I read the thing, I'm like, this, they're right. It makes sense. Like we're not in full blown recession. There's all kinds of people arguing that it's still going to be coming, but the truth is like money's tight for a lot of people. Like shit's expensive.
Yeah, there's so much to enjoy, and so many cheaper ways to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Huh. Crazy. Well,
Battlefield 6. Speaking of
the 6
being being accessible. Accessibility in gaming, and I don't mean accessibility features, but building your game in a way where it can run on more systems. Interesting discussion coming out of Battlefield 6. Because they had their big test a week or two ago, and there was no ray tracing options in it. If you were on PC, where you can toggle that shit on and off. Not sure if I've played a console game that lets me toggle on or off ray tracing. Anyway, I've been mostly playing Switch 2, which I don't think is powerful enough to do ray tracing.
Wouldn't it just be performance mode or gameplay mode, right? Like that's,
usually, yeah. Some games I have seen a little more bits and bobs that you can toggle on and off on the console version, so it's not as clean cut as it used to be. But anyway, so some folks were like assuming like, oh, maybe it's because it was the test build or whatever. Developers have come out and said after the fact, no, we're not going to do it. We're avoiding ray tracing, and it's in their words because they are chasing optimization.
Huh? That's
and I think that's pretty cool.
That's neat. I went by a bunch of streams watching people play this. It looks like they were having a fun time. Granted,
we're not. Yeah, the pulse of this is very positive. I heard a lot of good things. I didn't grow up a Battlefield guy. I was OG Counter-Strike, then Halo, then COD was my FPS journey.
Yeah, Battlefield to me will always be, oh hey, that's Call of Duty where you get to drive things. But that is terribly outdated. Also, Halo.
Well, Call of Duty is a popular touch point right now, so I don't think it's a terrible, like it's hard to look at this and not think of Call of Duty because it is actual soldiers with real life weaponry and all that kind of stuff. But the games are very different,
and they're very rarely in weapons. Like the biggest oddities I saw that I agreed with was like the rocket launcher didn't do a lot of damage to other players, which seems kind of dumb until you see it hit a tank and it like one shots and you go, oh, that's just balancing. We're making sure we have a way to deal with tanks when they come down the street.
Yeah. COD is extremely fast paced, and you can try and make Battlefield fast paced, but so many of these maps are just so freaking big because of the fact that there's I would say close to a 50% of the focus is on vehicle combat, just as much as it is on foot combat. So the maps need to be huge. So it can only be so fast paced.
So why is this a victory? People don't want ray tracing? I thought that's what made Minecraft beautiful.
Well, I'm spinning it into it because I think it's interesting that this story is out here the same week as the story about Wilds not selling particularly well in the long run compared to Rise, an older and much less technical wonder, visual wonder maybe is a better term. I see these all kind of as connected. If you have Capcom saying, listen, things are expensive, and we see the cost to get into a PS5. They didn't say also the cost to get a PC, but that's also a barrier, a larger one to play, I think, to play Wilds than a PS5. Then looking at a brand new game, usually something that we do look at as a visual powerhouse, which would be, these modern military shooters, because COD always tries to push their graphics, and Battlefield has always been a very good looking series. So for the brand new Battlefield to come out and just say, we're not going to chase that dragon, I think is really interesting and might work out for them in the long run. Because I don't know, man. The modern gaming landscape is really interesting because and not just to be like kids these days, but kids these days, like they've been playing the same few games for their entire life up to this point. I would say adolescence, but if you're a kid, that your life is your adolescence. That's your whole life up to this point. Like they have been playing Fortnite and Minecraft and God forbid Roblox like for their whole lives and not really going outside of it because it's accessible. Like you could make a argument that the success of Roblox is an economic victory. Like if the gaming landscape was a game of Civ, Roblox achieved economic victory because kids are broke and they can play shitty copycat versions of games they wish they could afford in Roblox.
Sure.
So all of it comes to this is all an economic discussion.
No, that's I mean, I don't think that's a kids these days because that's what we did.
You did. I didn't get super into custom maps, but I did. Oh yeah, I did. I still made my own fun. You made your own fun by downloading custom maps in Warcraft and Starcraft. I did it by. I would lose days no clipping in Half-Life to just go see the shit that was hidden in rooms you couldn't access. There was shit inside the G-Man's briefcase, by the way, if you no clipped.
Oh damn!
A little gun and some paperwork in there. I would. That's why I played so much of Roller Coaster Tycoon and The Sims.
Yep.
Because that was just such a mess around box. I would just go screw around in the overworld, the Ocarina of Time, like forever. So I found my own. You're right. I did find my own ways, but I don't know, man. I still feel like the variety of games I played was a little larger than a standard trio. But
yeah, and my kids these days, first of all, 5 years old. Second of all, gamer dad. So my offerings are rather larger from my own retro collection that I can share with him to something like Apple Arcade set to kids mode, and we download new games every week. But that's really no different than me saying, Dad, can I rent a game at the grocery store? And then I play that game for 3 hours, go, wow, this sucks, and go play Warcraft 3 again. Or, maybe play it all weekend, but still have my Warcraft 3 break. That I find that inspirational. I love the idea that we're, getting to more steady games, particularly when it comes to a multiplayer experience like this. And our coupon day or something. Everyone in the world has a right to play Battlefield 6.
Are you the lawyer from Jurassic Park?
Yeah, like
we'll have a coupon day.
Yeah, well, hey, connecting the two articles we just read together.
Yeah, it's fascinating to me. Like it makes me check myself, man. It makes me check myself. I've had essentially all the consoles since I got my feet under me, economically speaking. This is something I always wanted to do, and I still do it to this day, even though I barely use my Xbox days. I think the last time I was using it heavily was when Indiana Jones came out because it happened to be on Game Pass. But I'm just not using it a ton. I fire up my PS5 way more than the Xbox, and at the moment, I'm still just playing a shit ton of Mario Kart on my Switch too because the game's fun as shit. And I still have trophies to get.
And my PS5 does mostly Spotify and YouTube at the moment.
Yeah. Until I got the smart TV, that was the primary use for my PlayStation. It was just like loading up TV apps. And it's just like, boy, it's that Simple Life meme where it's just like, really playing old games on a PC of your power? You're just like, oh, it's a Simple Life. I've got a beautiful PS5. What's the first thing I do? Sync all of my TV apps so I can watch YouTube tonight.
I love it when that meme includes the top comment below, which is, what games you playing?
Yeah. So I don't know. I find this kind of stuff interesting through the same lens that I find like the car industry interesting. There's accessibility is important.
Yeah.
And you can't lose sight of it. And the focus on that tends to follow economic upturns and downturns.
Well, and we want them to succeed, and particularly I want artists to be happy because I've been one. I am one. We're a bit sensitive. We need our space, and we can't have somebody breathing over our shoulders.
No, and it's intense. Like I like that. It to me that signifies intent, if nothing else. Whether you want ray tracing or you don't want ray tracing, I'm happy to hear that developers are like they're being mindful of this. They are making hard and they're making intentful decisions. Because this whole year has just been like reading article after article about how like like Microsoft laying off tons of people because they're trying to automate as much as possible with AI, and it's just like, man, I'm not like, I get it. Like there's some uses for learning for learning models, for language models, but creating something from nothing that ain't it. You can't automate a whole ass game. So I don't know, all this stuff. It's a light in a weirdly dark tunnel that is the year of our Lord 2025 for me. I'm like, cool. Whether you like it or you love it, they made a decision and they're sticking to their guns and they're trying to be creative and they're trying to think about how they can make their game more accessible to more people. And I think that's cool.
And stuff blows up, and that's fun too.
Yeah. Oh, you snuck something in here.
Oh, yeah. Chronos New Dawn is coming out this week too. It's going to be right after Silk Song, but I don't know if
that's not what I was referencing.
What? Oh, what did I sneak in here?
What the hell is Chronos?
Oh, Chronos New Dawn. That's the thing with the weird vaginal hole in its helmet.
What?
You know, the horror game that looks like
this is Dead Space. Oh God.
Yeah. No, I know. I was trying to think of a better reference. I was trying to describe it without, but now you know what I'm talking about.
I mean, you're not wrong. I just couldn't call the helmet from memory, so it didn't help in the moment.
I was trying. I really tried.
Oh yeah, Chronos does look cool. It's very Dead Spacey. So it's coming out September 5th?
Yeah, it's coming out. It's coming out very
2
soon.
days?
Yeah, 2 days from the Bloober team.
I missed this news entirely.
Well, Silk Song, is dominating the airwaves a bit.
No, I didn't see the story about Expedition 33 will have a sequel or DLC.
Oh. Well, yeah, it's only one of the stories they want to tell. They think about telling more. I
had heard some rumblings about this. What was the story? Oh, this is August 28th. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. So I had heard rumblings about this, but I didn't hear much more.
I mean, they have a success on their hands and they made a world and they have an art style. Like, make more. No point not.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it called Jurassic Park? Because people know what it is. Do it again.
It's colon, right? It's Claire Obscure colon Expedition 33.
Yeah.
You could do tons of prequels because of the expedition. Although I think we know how most of those expeditions end. We're only a few hours into the game, but
we don't know at the moment. But how's the camera feel about that? Can you still buy the camera? Isn't that a type of camera?
What are you talking about?
A Claire Obscure. I'll look this up actually.
I have no idea.
Isn't that the camera you use in Fatal Frame to take pictures of ghosts?
Camera Obscura.
Oh, okay.
A camera obscura is that's like a light phenomenon.
Oh, okay. All right, so it's the Claire we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I just wanted to share that I'm excited for Chronos. The reviews are pretty good. Shockingly, the main bad part of the review is it's hard to connect with the character because they wear a helmet, which I feel like we've dealt with in the past. Okay, and this game apparently did not succeed.
Sometimes the goal is to not connect with the character. It's to be a self-insert.
I think they attempt to have, personality. There's voice acting and all that.
Okay. Well, if they attempt to do it and then it doesn't succeed, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Actually, you got like the Mandalorian. They do a good job with it. This suit does look like it would be hard to gesture with the helmet, though, because it's big and rhombus, and it goes into another rhombus.
Yeah, it's very silly. It's gonna be
round on round.
Gonna be $60 too, so it's not. It doesn't have that sweet indie price. That's fun to see.
Well, it doesn't have that $70 price tag though that a lot of games these days have as well.
Squeeze between the rocks pricing.
Well, what's going on in MMOs this week? You might find yourself asking, Kyle.
Yes, let's talk about that.
You're asking this question because last week we talked about Square legally activating against things that were made by fans.
Legally activating.
And this week, Blizzard is legally activating against things that were made by fans.
That is such a great way to put it because it's not like they were unaware. Like, how long did they sit on these decisions before making them?
I'm fairly certain Blizzard Entertainment was aware of Turtle WoW long before last week.
Oh God, they were. Yes, Turtle WoW has been up in Blizzard's business for like the last half year.
That seems to be, that's certainly the yarn that PC Games N is spinning, and I think I agree with them in that regard.
If you've seen the tweets, Blizzard would put out an official tweet, and below it, Turtle WoW would be like thumbs up or turtle. And more recently, they've been a bit more like, we've had that since, and advertising themselves on social media to become a thing. And, you know, as far as secret, not so secret, this is very much a Fight Club situation. Everyone knew about Turtle WoW, and if they wanted to play it, they were playing it. The fan-run server.
I can honestly say I've never played a private WoW server, but very aware of them. I've had a lot of buddies in my life that engaged with them or are still engaging with them. Turtle WoW always sounded really freaking cool. It's kind of like my take. Like a lot of their features seemed really neat, and they were features that I was hoping oh my God, I don't remember what it was called now. What the hell was what was the Classic Plus thing that they put out?
Isn't that what it was called? It wasn't a remix, right? It was Classic Plus, wasn't it? You've said that now. That's all I can think of.
Classic Plus is a common vernacular. It's not what they actually called it. It was
Season of Discovery.
Season of Discovery. Season of Discovery. Yeah, a lot of what I looked at with Turtle WoW, or I was aware of about Turtle WoW, are definitely more in line with the direction I was hoping Season of Discovery would go. But yeah, because like at this point, it's for those that don't know, it's another WoW private server. There's a lot of WoW private servers. They are very explicitly not allowed. They are against the terms of service. They are a legal landmine of things that you probably shouldn't do in full view of Blizzard Entertainment, but they persist. They continue on. You strike one down, more pop up. This isn't the first time that Blizzard has taken action against private servers, and I'm sure it won't be the last. But Turtle WoW was definitely the one I was the most aware of in the past couple of years because it was a modified version of vanilla World of Warcraft, and they've done basically like full-on expansions, adding new playable races that would have made sense for original vanilla World of Warcraft. Like High Elves were added for the Alliance, Goblins were added for the Horde, including with their own like pretty lore accurate starting zones and all that kind of stuff. For if you had done that in vanilla instead of Burning Crusade and Cataclysm, you know, how would you do that? How would it make sense? How would you work it in? It was thoughtful. It was cool. It was like an alternate history if you weren't going to go down the Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, Cataclysm, and so on expansion route. It's pretty neat.
It was essentially like a homebrew. You would find an asset like a broken, weird vanilla WoW tube going into a vial, and you'd be like, "Oh shit, I can use this to make a Dead Mines dungeon part 2," and they would explore that and come up with their own ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm totally with you, Radic, in chat right now, saying nothing against private servers, but them getting shut down is why I don't play them, losing all that progress. Yeah, 100%.
Same here.
If I'm gonna play World of Warcraft with the risk of losing progress, I guess I'll just fire up hardcore because that's the point of the game. But yeah, I don't know if this is only like that I know of second like big name private server that got shut down. The last time I was aware of that there was a big hubbub that a lot of people were aware of and talking about that eventually culminated in the announcement of World of Warcraft Classic and all of that, because it was this vanilla loving group of WoW players versus the retail players and by virtue versus Blizzard that eventually culminated in all these classic versions of World of Warcraft rolling out. Which is where we are today, which is really funny because it ended up being a big success for them. So much so that you and I really spent like a good 2 years of our life just making it our personal point to just continue to make fun of Jalen Brack because he was the one who got on stage and told everyone they didn't want WoW Classic. And then when WoW Classic finally did come out, it was a massive financial success.
Right. It tied into their subscription service. And now with the remixes and everything, there's a big push to be like, hey, look how much value there is on the WoW subscription for my money. Even if I don't want to play retail, I have all these options.
So, but dude, this makes my brain fire off in the direction of like, all right, at this point, like, why don't you just give everyone an official tool? Just make you did it in StarCraft 2. You were like, here's a map builder. Go, have fun. Here's a place where you can access all of these things officially. And it didn't really take off, I think, the way they were hoping.
Yeah.
You know, because they were, I think, probably hoping for the next Dota to be made in StarCraft 2 so that they would actually jump on it the way they should have jumped on Dota back during the Warcraft 3 heyday.
It was weird. StarCraft 2 was a test ground for what became Diablo 3's original auction house with the real money purchasing. They wanted to make an arcade where you could buy Bejeweled inside of StarCraft with real money. And they walked that back. But when it came to Heroes of the Storm, we didn't get a map editor because Blizzard didn't pay for, and not just design, like pay the engine to have that feature. So it simply wasn't available, even if a developer sat down and made it for people. This is an interesting one because, you know, like, I don't know the Turtle WoW people. I don't know anything about them. But, you know, this is one of those sweet, like, hey, this is like one of those, I want this to be like one of those Portal situations. We're like, what's that you're doing over there? You want a job?
Yeah, just hire them up.
Because they seem like they know your code, so you know, go make things that apparently 13,000 people logged in all at once want.
We'll give you a paycheck. You give us a revenue stream. Let's go.
Yeah,
come on. This is how it works.
Legally
Let's
distinct
go. Let's
turtles.
Make some money.
You know, Iguana WoW. Let's go. You know, now available with your monthly subscription.
Yeah. Yeah, they're firing their own devs. They can't hire any new ones. Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down, chat? Which firing are we talking about? There's been so many firings across Blizzard's history.
And you still have like a lot of like private Lich King servers that are just for buddies. You know, people just hanging out and kind of running their own thing, and they share their codes and, you know, do things on the hush hush. So
about 2 years ago, when you were showing interest in WoW again, I started like, I don't think I told you about this. I started drawing up like little personal plans of like, I'm going to take Kyle for Wrath of the Lich King. And that's when I learned that they saved over all of the WoW classics except for vanilla. You can still go back and play WoW Vanilla Classic, and you can play whatever the rest of Classic is currently up to, which is now Mists of Pandaria. You can't go back and play Wrath. You can't go back and play Burning Crusade. You can't go back and play Kata, which I'm just like, I know I've talked about this on stream before, so I'm going to make this short. Wasn't that the whole point of this entire thing?
And said we bounce it around, and and then you'll be on YouTube and it'll be like, hey, here's a suggestion for raiding the Lich King. You know, 20,000 views came out 4 days ago. You're like, well, where's that happening? Who's doing that?
Yeah.
So you can't artificially take away things. Here, this is a very unique case because they were making brand new things in their engine with their assets. I mean, that's just theft at the end of the day. Is as cool as it might have been, you know.
I don't like their chances. I have heard that they've been saying, oh yeah, in chat right now they're saying that in Turtle WoW's Discord they're talking about fighting it. I don't like their chances, but you know, they can certainly try.
They have donate buttons on their website and all that. They have a revenue stream of some kind in order to buy banner ads and, you know, have a social media presence in the first place. I did think this is the official statement here from Blizzard, correct? That recently Turtle WoW has been brazenly escalating its efforts, or is this from PC Gamer?
This is, well, it was written on PC Games and but it is, yeah, it's a message from Blizzard. It said, yeah. Turtle WoW has been brazenly escalating its efforts to cannibalize and disrupt Blizzard's WoW community by, for example, increasing its social media presence, partnering with video game influencers, and actively promoting a new version of its infringing game, Turtle WoW 2.0. So it is very difficult to not read into that statement and translate it to, if you had just shut up,
yes,
we probably would have let you keep on keeping on.
Cannibalize and
if you're gonna
disrupt.
try and if you're gonna try and style on us on social media, maybe we'll slap you down.
It's a fascinating, thought because would you have been cannibalized and disrupted if you were giving the players what they want because they want this kind of thing?
That's not the legal argument, but I think that is the moral argument.
Right. Like I know, like in a company, you can't leave for another job and then say, hey, yo, all my friends working at the other company, let's move over here. Like you can't hire from where you just left for your competitor.
Actually, know a bunch of people who have done exactly that.
And you try not to say it. Yeah. Same on, let me tell you, ghostwriting websites where I used to make the majority of my money. We would use their service and then they would be like, yo, you want to get off this website? Do I? Like, and then they'd pay you directly because they met you through that service. You weren't supposed to do that.
Which, by the way, if you have any hosting duties or video needs, you can hire Kyle and myself. Just write us at feedback@startgrindinggear.com.
Good plug.
Yes.
Who
would ever?
Well, you can hire us
their current job to promote other jobs
we
that
own
they
this.
may do.
We own this company, so we're able to advertise what we want on it.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Because that does. It's a bummer. I'm with you. Yeah. This wouldn't exist if WoW was officially giving players everything that they want.
Yeah, and what I'm hearing all about RuneScape right now, the word through the grapevine is, you can always return. Your character always feels legit where you left them off. And not only evergreen content, we're talking like just an evergreen MMO. People want new things for the game they already played, not necessarily this box copy.
I think that's why I like hardcore so much, man. Like, especially when I get really into it and I try and level a couple tunes like at the same time. I can take a massive break and then come back, and as long as they didn't die, they're still there. And that excitement of this could all be over at any second, that's still there. And because it's vanilla World of Warcraft, the game is largely unchanged for months and months and months at a time.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it is using your existing knowledge, and that's why it is like, look, I'm talking about it week to week here. Like, look how much work. Look at me. Look what Metroidvania's done to me. Like, it took a lot of work to learn an entirely different game. It would have been way more relaxing to just fire up Brood War or something like that.
Brood War.
I'm living proof.
Oh my goodness gracious me. And then in the other side of the MMO token that we enjoy around these parts, Kyle, is of course Final Fantasy XIV. There was a lot of interviews with Yoshi P came out over the course of the past couple of weeks, all of which that were conducted at Gamescom because Yoshi P was out there. And a new one posted this week over on Video Games Chronicle. And they talk about a lot of stuff in this article. However, a quote that says, "I hope players don't forget we are people too," of course went viral. And as expected, people were totally normal about it.
You're going to have to translate. I know you're making a joke, but like sometimes I don't look at social media and I don't understand how that could be taken any other way.
Sometimes, meaning every day of every week of every month of every year, Kyle does not look at social media.
Yeah. So how can you be kind when typing a letter, when penning a letter and sending it through the mail?
Kyle, because as you know, you pay to play Final Fantasy XIV, and obviously that makes any type of extreme vitriol completely warranted.
It gives you the right because you're paying them. Yeah, I'm a paying customer. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. My favorite one is are the people that say they can be dill holes because they used to pay. That's my favorite one.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah.
That's very common these days, by the way. It's very common these days.
Long-time customer, not currently. Can I talk to your department? So
I burned through 4 expansions in 1 month.
So I watched.
Let me tell you what I think.
I watched the full Jesse interview Friday. It was fabulous. It was a good time. It was super chill.
That wasn't from Gamescom. That was PAX West.
Yes, yeah, that was really good. And I was just impressed to see Yoshi P there as well because he's making the rounds, and it's not expansion season. Yeah, it's like Santa being out, and it's not Christmas.
When is he gonna be home?
Are you? What are you advertising, sir? What?
When are you going home? Because yeah, dude, it's gonna like April is not that far away, and that's gonna be the first fan fest of next year.
So,
and that's going to be a as always, a 3-event marathon that's going to take them to damn near the end of the year of our Lord 2026.
So
that dude is out there. He is traveling.
Was he just already out? Yeah, like he was like, I'll just fly the other way around the world on my way home. And
I would say, listen, I get it. The West Coast has good food, but he lives in Japan.
Different food, maybe he just needs different.
A lot of good food. I don't know, man. I've been taking a lot of notes of places to go to eat, and I've got a surprising amount of notes for just this burger place looks lit in Japan. So it's not just Japanese food that looks good in Japan.
Well, and the interviews have been all like personality building, which is kind of crazy. He's just been talking about like what it's like to be a game fan, what it was like originally developing the games that he worked on early in his career, why he loves Diablo so much. He's just
because as the poll quote says, like developers are people too. Like they like playing games, they like talking about what they do for a living, right? Like I remember hearing. Back in the early days of Hearthstone that Ben Brode and a couple of the other developers for like 3 months had an internal podcast that they just made because they thought it'd be fun to do because they wanted to talk about it, but they knew they couldn't release it for NDA reasons. So it was just internal for Blizzard employees.
That's pretty chill.
Like sometimes you just want to talk about what you do, and he's a busy man, so you got to make official excuses to talk about what you do.
Yes, is he gonna be making a big like career change up? What's with all the press and kissing babies recently, Yoshi P?
I don't know. I think it's reflective, man. Endwalker was a big ending. Dawntrail is a big new start, and maybe it is because Dawntrail is being received to mixed emotions. Maybe he wants to just peel the curtain back and be like, listen, we're figuring it out. Like, which I feel like they've said that a million times in live letters, particularly they said it in the lead up to Dawntrail. They said it during Dawntrail now, and they're still saying it now as we're looking at the final year of updates for the current expansion. Like they said it at the media tour preview we got. They were like, listen, we're gonna see what you all respond to, and we're gonna figure out the next big arc for the game. It didn't seem like they were dead set on what was coming next. That's how I read it.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that he's out and about. I really like watching his interviews because he emotes while he's being translated. So he always looks very engaged. Obviously able to pick up on English and communicate the emotion that is being conveyed through another individual. It's really good. It's so fascinating because then on the WoW side of things, just to make it a versus because it's so much damn fun. Chris Metzen not at any of the announcements for Midnight. Everyone's going, where is he? Where was the guy? But Yoshi P walks by, you're like, oh, you got a new expansion, Yoshi P? Nah, I'm just hanging out.
You want to talk about Diablo, though?
You want to talk about Diablo? Yeah, I freaking love Diablo. Couldn't stop playing it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, he's got a good stage presence. I think he's one of the better developers to be the face of a team that I've seen. We've seen a lot of them in our years covering Blizzard. We don't being more tapped into Square Enix developers is still relatively new on the grand scheme of the timeline of you and me working together.
Interesting. It seems like the mod drama's died down, by the way.
I think to their credit, getting an official statement out from the 14 team from Yoshi P probably helped somewhat. I mean, I can't help but I love a good dumpster fire, man. I can't help. Like I can't help it. Like I'm not sure it's healthy for me, but in the moment it's entertaining. I went to see a lot of the comments, and clearly it didn't work for everyone, but it does seem to have had some effect on just kind of closing the book on this one particular chapter.
Yeah.
Because I mean, where do you go from there? You know, especially when the Mare creator is just already had said, "Listen, I'm taking this down." I'm summarizing, but we're not going to fight this legal fight. We're taking it down. That was already done long before the letter ever came out, and then after, so it was just a lot of people just. It's a fun conversation to have, and that's I think my sadness for a lot of people that engage in internet drama is they miss out on the fun because they're so busy trying to win an argument. Because to me, I go, it's an interesting debate. Was anyone else in debate club? Debates could just be fun. They don't have to be mean spirited. It's like the conversation we just had about Turtle Wow. Like you and I weren't. I don't think we were really trying to win and eat. I wasn't trying to win you over. You weren't trying to win me over. We were just having it. It's curious. It's interesting to talk about, like, why does this even exist in the first place? And you could have the same conversation about mods in Final Fantasy XIV. Why do mods exist in Final Fantasy XIV? You know, is it because a certain group of players they like it enough, but they're not being provided, everything that they're looking for. And so they're going to look elsewhere, which they are free to do. They are also maybe not free, but they're not free from consequences of that, being timeout, suspensions, bans, getting invested in mods that are against the terms of service that eventually go away, much like your private WoW server may go away.
And the investment increases when you have to download it, install it yourself, fix it because you installed another mod, or maybe even recover from a virus, as sort of Yoshi P was warning about. What it caused me to do was look up 5th grade reading level books. And I don't know any of them anymore. They've all changed. But Hatchet is one of them.
Because your kid is smarter than you were at that age.
Well, Hatchet was kind of hard to read.
Hatchet?
Yeah.
They're suggesting Hatchet for a kindergartner.
5th grade. The big argument was that, the reading level in America is barely above 5th grade, and that's why we'll never understand the Yoshi P letter that was sent out. So I went and looked up 5th grade reading books, and Percy Jackson's on here. That seems like a full book. That's a pretty big book. I'm impressed by 5th graders. They're doing all right. Why'd we choose 5th grade as the ones to pick on? They seem like they're doing okay.
I don't know, man. That makes sense to me. That's not hugely surprising,
right?
Sorry, I was thinking of your children. I was thinking of 5-year-olds, 5th grade. That's where I am.
No, we're reading
like it seems insane for a 5-year-old.
We're reading like the pigeon has a hot dog and stuff like that,
Okay, yeah. All right. I'm like, damn, kids are smart now.
Yeah, Mo Williams,
I'm an idiot.
No,
no. If 5-year-olds are reading Hatchet, I'm definitely not at a 5th grade reading level.
Hatchet is a special one for me because it's the first book I had to ever read fully aloud as my dyslexic training to become anti-dyslexic, not to gain dyslexia. But yeah, I read that whole book aloud. It was exhausting.
Is it possible to learn this power?
Only from a tutor.
It's me next to Kyle saying that he gets extra time at the test because of dyslexia going, wait. Can I become dyslexic?
He gets to go to a special room. There's white noise machines in there. How does he not fall asleep? I want this.
Sounds so cozy.
Oh, God.
I want to learn this power.
I was trying to find like weird shit I read, like where the red fern grows. Like kids are reading all kinds. So I need a 90s kids reference to 5th grade reading books. Charlotte's Web.
That might be a little late, 5th grade. I feel like that's like maybe a 3rd or 4th, but
Diary of a Wimpy Kid. That'd be a cool book. So Yoshi P needs to draw in the margins. He needs to do little comics. He needs all of my attention. Diary of the Wimpy Kid's actually really good though.
Listen, I'm gonna be brave. Okay, I'm gonna say something. I am a smug person.
Okay.
A lot of times, I think my energy in an argument, it just kind of naturally gravitates to the high ground. I like to exit arguments that I'm tired of, that I no longer want to be in, by just feeling that I am superior. I do that a decent amount. I try to keep an eye on it. Also, it just makes for horribly boring podcast fodder. Like, what a boring conversation. That's what you're doing when you when you're trying to win an argument by saying, "Oh, these mofos have a 5th grade reading level." And it's like, listen, they might, but you were wrong for saying it.
I mean, I would say that letter was about as interesting as Lion Wish in the Wardrobe. According to this list, that is a 5th grade reading level. That's a tough one. That book's kind of boring.
I love the bit you're doing, but to end my point is that you're not going to win an argument by thinking you are superior, and you're not going to find common ground by thinking you are superior.
Fair enough.
You might actually be superior, but if your goal is to actually find common ground, you're just making it worse. So, yeah. People are getting weird ads.
Oh no!
Was it on your?
It was.
What was the ad?
It's one of those weird ass apple cider fixed your intestines ones.
Oh
yeah,
gross.
Yeah. It's one of those, and you just think, like, was it worth it to be the spokesperson sitting here ingesting oils? I don't know. Your face is forever. I'm gonna walk you by at Disney World. I'm gonna be like, oh hey, it's that person with terrible bowel odor.
Wonderful. Let's talk about what we've been playing. Choose your character. We are, after I found out last night, about 3 hours into Expedition 33. I think our stream was like 5 or 6 hours.
5.5.
But we're about 3 hours into Expedition 33 because we did our first stream of Expedition 33 yesterday at the time of recording this podcast. We duoed it. There's a lovely little application for Windows computers called Copilot that is meant as an accessibility feature. That, like, if say, Kyle, you're a dad and you want to play with one of your younger children that maybe don't have the hand-eye coordination, quite up to snuff yet to go on a controller video game experience. You can have 2 controllers plugged in, and they either works for what you're playing.
Yeah,
we have found that feature works really well for co-oping RPGs side by side, because we did Final Fantasy II that way. We did Final Fantasy III that way. And now we are playing Expedition 33 that way. And it is really, really fun. Yes, this is not their horrible AI assistant that shares the same name.
No, technically it's just Xbox accessories. But in order to find any information about it, because there is no information about it, you have to find Microsoft Controller Copilot if you want to install this for yourself.
Yeah. Specifically, typing in controller with Copilot will help you with that a lot. You can have all the other AI crap turned off, and you can just have this double controller feature turned on. It's lovely. It works really well. So yeah, we're playing RPGs versus AI. I mean, technically we are.
We complain about the AI being bad all the time in games. That's why Redfall sucked.
Yeah, just like in Expedition 33, where I will complain that the AI is too good. The AI is really good. This game is really hard.
It's a good game, man. I'm enjoying it.
Game is instantly a part of me. Yeah. Yesterday was so sweaty, man. Like, we did that stream, which for us was a long stream. I know stream longer, but this is our life, and it was long for us. And I immediately had to run across town to go pick up Katie, because 2 of the 3 vehicles are acting up, and she was dropping off vehicle number 2 to get fixed this week. And the place closes at 7. So I didn't want her just sitting alone at an empty car dealership.
Eating the weird popcorn.
Pick her up, get takeout, go home, and immediately I'm like, I am installing this. We are playing this. I needed to talk to her about it. So we literally, all I did was play exactly what we just played again. So I have played the beginning of Expedition 33 twice because I wanted to show Katie. And so
nice.
I played up to the boss that kicked our ass where we ended the stream yesterday, made it a lot faster, and did a lot better. I know a lot of people are wondering, if you watched the stream yesterday, there was a question on if there was any sort of input lag because of either your system or the controller co-pilot. No, I think I just suck. But I am better. But parry felt just as hard to pull off at home as it felt to pull off at your place.
I suck, but I got better. Yeah, no, it is not.
I did a 4x perfect parry on the 4 attack combo of the second mime at home, and I got really excited and I started cheering, and Katie was shocked and was like, I think I scared her, and I then had to explain to her the parry system and how it's difficult and why I was so hyped.
So first up, Expedition 33. You may have heard people not in the know, even us, be like, "Well, Square Enix, look at that turn-based game. Like, why don't you want to?" This isn't turn-based. This game isn't turn-based. It's a menu until you're not. It is a QuickTime machine, and you are on edge holding that controller the entire time.
The whole freaking time, and we the very beginning of the game worked out pretty well for us because we were like, at least in the early parts of the game, you're only playing with 2 characters. I think the party gets bigger later. I've seen a dude with cool white streaks in his hair that I'm excited to meet, so I'm assuming he joins the team at some point. Anyway, at least this early on, there's only 2 characters. So I took Gustav, you took Lune, and that's how we broke it up, and it's a really fun way to play this game. However, we ran afoul of dodge parry because we realized that we were both hitting the dodge and or parry button.
If it was an AoE attack, yeah.
Yes, and sometimes, I don't know about you, but I definitely didn't realize the monster was trying to attack Lune sometimes. Because there's like flying monsters and ranged monsters that don't get very close, so if you don't read the very skinny text on a 27-inch monitor that's a little further away from me than I would normally have it.
It is small.
It can be a little difficult to see who the monster is attacking.
Yeah, that text is extremely important. It tells you not only who they're attacking, but
the speed with which they are attacking.
And sometimes it's just like they're going to perform an extra wacky attack, and you make your best assumption as to what that means.
I think that was literally just an attack from the mime. It was just like the mime has an attack called Strange Attack.
Yeah,
and
he makes a strange attack.
Yeah.
It was a delightful co-op experience. The numbers are really crunchy. The way the AP system works is phenomenal for digging in and making plans. There's an element of selfishness because we both have our own character of wanting to stay up / wanting to get enough damage, where we won't really have that usual sacrificial RPG character that's just, handing out potions so the other person can wear everything under the sun. It's
super fun to co-op. It's wild, man. We've been kind of just brute forcing it for Final Fantasy, and like it's fine for Final Fantasy. But with that game, we more often than not, the other person starts playing because you start playing because I start snacking, or vice versa,
or start monologuing.
It's a single digit Final Fantasy. It's completely relaxed turn based. There's like nothing happening in real time, so you don't have to be on edge. But with at least the standard difficulty for Expedition 33, you got to have your eyes up and your fingers ready, because holy shit, this dodge and parry system is it's tough, but because it's tough, I want to be good at it. It's really satisfying when you pull it off.
And the enemies repeat enough. Like, no, you're going to have an RPG. You fight the same enemies here.
So for first 3 hours.
Well, yeah. But in a artillery brute solo monster kind of game design, you can mix and match those together to make interesting combat situations. It's something that Dragon Age did really well. It's something that 4th edition D&D did really well. And this game kind of has that. You meet one guy with a spear, you learn his attacks, and now he's mixed with a thing you've never met, but at least you know how to parry or at least dodge the guy with a spear.
Which I think I think moving forward, I think you and I are going to get into the strategy of dodging first. And then once we start seeing perfect on dodge,
exactly,
then we'll start parrying.
Yeah.
Whenever we come across something new. And I think that's a really adorable way to interface with this game. Because I don't want to over research. I haven't mercifully, I haven't been spoiled on this yet. I really know little about this game. I knew the vague conceit of the expedition and why it's 33, and I know about the painter lady. I didn't know she was big. That painter lady is huge. That's a big lady. That was a big surprise to me, but I know the setup. I didn't know it was so damn sad. This has a sadder intro than the beginning of Up, in my opinion.
Well, per minute spent, Up is still sadder.
That's fair. Up is when you buy the concentrated cleaning product as opposed to the diluted cleaning product.
Up is you gotta crack the little thing and get the lemonade juice out and add it to water. You know, if you're just straight up licking that Sam's Club business. This took at least 20 minutes to get sad.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't want to go research like what monsters are coming up. Like I think it's because perfect dodge is more or less the same timing as parry. If you see the words perfect come up on a dodge, you know you're ready to try to start parrying that attack. So I think it's really cool. Like it's just so much was said about this game's story. We've got a Final Fantasy XIV audience. All right. We've got a bunch of people around these parts that appreciate a really strong narrative in a video game. So I'm not surprised at all that the recommendations for this game that have been fired my way have been mostly flavored in defense of the story. Oh my God, the story is incredible. You gotta play it. You gotta experience it. The fact that we started this in the prologue made you cry, almost made me cry.
Yeah, I cried.
And then I was greeted with some of the most compelling gameplay that I have experienced in years. Like the game that actually playing the game feels as special and as surprising and as fresh as the narrative it has to show me. And again, only 3 hours in, but holy shit, this game, dude.
It throws you in the deep end. The loot is interesting. The spells are interesting. There's enough menus. I mean, we are not talking Astrobot, Hollow Knight. Like the game is going to hold your hand a bit because it needs to. It's got some stuff to say. There's breaking of armors and all this and status effects, speed. There's so much the game needs to go over very quickly, and I really, really appreciated how much the game was like, yeah, the world is dangerous, you suck. And once you go on in the adventure and meet your first, like, real monster, it's not that bad, but you approach it from a story perspective of being like, wow, I'm gonna die. And that was really compelling. I think the story
all the prologue fights are extremely tough. They're really tough
in a vacuum, right? Because like you and I both sat down this morning. We were recording here, and we fought the training mime, and kicked his ass in record time because we now know momentum, what a swing looks like, how the game communicates contact, but it's not how other games communicate contact. So if you're listening to this and you're like, I bounced off, like, do you just, it's worth that extra try when it doesn't feel like it's your jam. And I have a lot of experience with, parry systems or quick time events, old God of War and all that too. These are games that I've often excelled at in the past, and I've really struggled initially with knowing when I was going to be hit.
I do want to say that at the same time, the teenage character, Mael, I think her name is, we still took hits this morning. We didn't have to. We got through the fight without a potion, but we still took hits.
Yeah.
Her. I have actually struggled more with her single attack than her 3-attack combo. Whatever it feels like I have to wait until just before I see her start to swing, but then it ends up being too late. And then if I try doing it slightly before she starts to swing, I'm too early. And but we got through without a potion. So we're I feel like we're at least improving. I bodied the second mime that you come across in my solo playthrough with Katie last night.
Nice.
Absolutely just kicked his ass. But You got to learn it if you want to. There's a story difficulty. We haven't tried it. My understanding is it makes it a much more traditional turn-based RPG, basically.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with story modes. I just was really interested to see the passion for this because I've heard things about the director and how much they love these kinds of games. Actually comes from a bit of a Ubisoft background as well, which is kind of interesting to think about.
It makes sense. There's a lot of French Ubisoft alumni.
Yeah, well, and a lot of shit on the map, but there's no map to look at, but there's still shit on it to go find.
There's stuff all over the place. Yeah. But in that way, at least so far, the game world feels manageable. It reminds me a lot of like 2018 God of War in that way. You can see the hidden things that you want to go get. Like I'm not too worried about missing stuff. Although, holy shit, dude, I think I talked to every little citizen you could talk to in the prologue in my solo play. We missed a ton of dialogue, which I think is fine. But it did make a certain cutscene in the prologue hit a little harder for me.
I have opinions. First of all, egg is on my face. I said that twice today. I'm sorry about that. I don't know why that's in my head right now. I sat there and was like crying, being like, oh my God, look what they did with so little. I love it when I walk into a world and they're like, you got to go down to the fromage and you got to get the big hand glasses and Tony P. And just like immerse me as fast as possible and just talk. Share your world with me. Let me live in it. And then I went on those quests last night that we missed, and it spelled out the world for me. And I was kind of like, oh, I don't like this intro as much. I liked my intro. I liked the experience I had where I'm on a date. I'm not here to talk to any. Why are we talking to them? Hold my hand. Like, I don't have time for this. So I had a more emotional response to the organic journey I had than when I went back and was told to see the parts I missed because it would enrich my already teared up face.
All you're telling me is it's Jurassic Park, man. I love the book. I love the movie. They're both freaking great.
Yeah. And
I don't want either one changed. The book, a lot more detail and really ridiculous scenes where they shoot rocket launchers at raptors. The movie, get the fat out of here. It's distilled down to its core essence. Let's make people feel things, excite them, scare them, and we're victorious by the end. And yeah, the opening without all of the extra dialogue, I think absolutely worked. I was super hooked. I was simultaneously learning the game systems, which were quite punishing. Whereas last night when I got home, I was a lot more relaxed, and I was just like, story. Give me. I want everything. By the way, you also get an item that lets you respec right away. So there's some min-maxing,
some goodies, yeah,
bonuses to interacting with all of the people in the prologue of this game. But oh shit, I didn't drop off the uniform.
You forgot in your own personal play to do a solo quest.
Oh no! I already embarked on the expedition. I forgot to drop off the uniform. Shit. Well, gotta load my save tonight. Actually, wait, you can't do that. It auto saves. Shit, I'm gonna have to
gotta restart restart the whole game over. It made content for you. It made content,
Did you forget the trash can also? No, I skipped it because we clicked on the trash can. It just said it's just a trash can. And I was like, why? What? Why? There are multiple autosaves? Oh, okay. Okay. Anyway, yeah, no, dude, this game is like instantly like, it's like a part of me. I already know, like, I already want to cosplay. I already want a costume of this.
You already spent. Done.
Every character has my hair texture. Like, I want to cosplay this. I have been playing Final Fantasy for 3 years straight. I do not feel represented by that game. Everyone's perfect skinned. They could be boys or girls. They don't look like real people. I see characters that look like me in this game, and that makes me happy.
Covered in blood all the time.
Covered in blood, usually.
Showing their shame that they were hit once.
Yeah. Yeah. Katie even made that joke, like seconds of Gustav being on. She goes, "Oh, I see why you like this game."
Yeah.
He has your hair.
Yeah, you're on screen the whole time. Yeah.
God damn it. God damn it, Katie. Anyway, yeah, I love it. Like, it's going to have the worst ending in the world for me to get angry at this game. I'm in love. I'm head over heels.
Plenty of things have dropped the ball. I'm not ready to give it that accolade, but I do think it's extremely strong. I love the gameplay. I think the AP system is really well designed and the loot is really fun. The monsters are compelling. That's something I did see, on Steam and whatnot as it was advertised to me over the last few months. Is I just love the way the monsters look. And they're not traditionally meat factory undead monsters, which I'm kind of burned out on at the moment. And I do love undead. I really do. But things have gone a little meat centric. And it's nice to see something a little different. Little Guild Warsy in that way. Very crystal.
Yeah, actually,
Art
it is
Deco.
very Guild Warsy, which I know some of the developers have mentioned that that's a big inspiration for them. It's a game that they really enjoy. Winkle, thanks for the super right now in chat. My only mechanical gripe with Expedition 33 is no manual saves, no photo mode, and menuing can be a bit tedious late game. Otherwise, 10 out of 10. Yeah. There's things like I have some UI issues. I think that the highlight when you go into the menu system it's like an anti-highlight. Everything's highlighted except for the thing you have selected. And it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, it's kind of, there are those games where it pops up the screen and says no or yes, and you don't know which one it's hovering over. And this is one of those. This morning, we turned off a setting that was causing a bunch of weird graphical issues. It was like the up-resing or something like that, but it was causing skin textures to get kind of weird and fabrics to become stiff. And second we turned that off, some other stuff started working normally.
There's a thing I've only just recently been kind of thinking of because we've been playing a greater variety of games this year. I love car culture, and the content that I consume in my own personal life outside of creating content is primarily car content. I listen to a lot of podcasts about cars. I watch a lot of YouTube videos about cars. There's a thing that some car reviewers bring up where they'll have an issue with like how you interface with a car. Usually it has to do with the infotainment. Like, there's been a big pushback against removing buttons and putting everything on a touchscreen because it's harder to do it while you're driving.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Which I do more or less agree with. But recently I've heard some reviewers that I really like say, this problem, it might be a car reviewer problem. And what they mean by that is it is a problem for people who are not buying and living with this vehicle for years at a time, because eventually you just get used to it because it's your car. You're probably, the average person has a car for on the low end, like 3 years. If you're even if you're a leaser, like most lease terms are 3 years. And that's how I feel about my UI issues with Expedition 33. It's pretty. I don't think it's a particularly great user experience. I also believe I'll eventually just get past it. I'll live with it long enough. I will play enough of it that I won't be tripping over myself as much as I felt like I was tripping over myself yesterday, just trying to see the equipment on my character.
I mean, I've got like a weird production woe that, is haunting me right now. It's going to take us twice as long to get good at something because we're sharing the controls. So the speed of which we get good will be halved, which is why I think it was so important we both went off and played it solo last night to kind of get that under our belts.
Yeah, I can't promise every time we play, I'm going to go home and immediately play it again by myself. I do say I kind of want to, though, because Jesus Christ, this is such a better game to play in the dark. It's kind of a dark game. Playing it in your well-lit room, whew, it's rough, man.
I mean, we can work on it.
It's never been harder to be a streamer.
We can work on the space. We could lower some lights. They're kind of in our face. That's the tough part. Is you have to get closer.
The middle lens that we use is a lens that I have lent you, and that lens sucks ass at low light. It is a cheap piece of shit kit lens. It's fine if you just turn on every light in the room. It'll get the job done, which is why we use it. It's also the only variable length lens that we have in our kit. And I just don't. So I've bought so many. I don't want to buy a better.
Are you saying support our bromance.com? Is that what you're? Is that what you're getting at?
I guess I'm saying
support our bromance.com so Garrett can have an immersive Expedition 33 experience in low lighting with a better lens that can see our reactions. Because it kind of sounds like you should support our bromance at supportourbromance.com.
Supportourbromance.com. Yeah, it is our Patreon-a-thon this month.
Absolutely.
And I'm sorry to the patrons who are hearing all of this. Thank you so much for always supporting us.
I'm sorry. We apologize for our fundraiser when you're already giving. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Anyway, I love Expedition 33. There's little moments where I'm like, yeah, okay, I can tell it's not a full-on big budget game. Overall, it feels pretty big budget. The music is incredible. The voice acting is my favorite.
Yes.
Since I started getting invested in Final Fantasy XIV around like Stormblood, this is an absolutely impeccable voice acting cast. The music makes me sad, and I don't even know what the tracks are because it's entirely new music to me. It like fills me with emotion listening to the music. It's a really good game to play with headphones on. And yeah, the only thing is like there's clearly tiers of cutscenes. There's press A to continue talking cutscenes where the lip sync is just like completely non-existent. There's in-game engine cutscenes that move at their own speed, again with pretty much no lip sync to be spoken of. They've kind of just flapped their lips and the lines are delivered. And then there's full, very pretty pre-rendered cutscenes with wonderful lip syncing if you're playing in English. Not true if you're playing in other languages, which is bizarre. I can't believe they didn't lip sync to French and then translate it. But I think they knew what market they were going after.
They're making extremely smart budgetary constraint choices. Like they over lip syncing, they favor having a nice like side smirk smile. That is way more important than getting your vowels correct.
Yeah, I mean, Final Fantasy XIV employs a lot of similar things, like characters emote in cutscenes, and particularly cutscenes where not a lot is going on. But what I like about Expedition 33 is they're a little more judicious with how quickly they cut between those emotes. Because I have a friend who's complained about this a lot of times, so it's in my head. It's not my own opinion, but I have a friend who's like, yeah, I like 14. I'm getting through it very slow. I hate how long they just hang on emotes during unvoiced cutscenes. And I'm like, and ever since he said it, I can't stop noticing it in every unvoiced cutscene in 14, where they kind of emote, almost like a kind of a theme park attraction animatronic. Then it usually lingers for a little too long before they cut to the next like shot. Expedition 33 is doing something very similar. However, there's also voice acting. But I also feel like they're cutting faster to the next action or the next line or the next character.
I had a theater teacher and an acting instructor by the name of Guy. And if you didn't follow up your ... dots on the moment, and you need to make up something after that ... damn it, to sound organic, he would storm on stage in a fury. And this game's very good at that. That's something, my personal thing that drives me nuts in Final Fantasy XIV because of that training is when someone does, well, I was going to attend the... What's going on in here? And it's like, why? No, attend the what? Like it just makes something up. Just say a thing, and
just get to it faster.
The autoplay here is cut in such a way that emotion is maintained and it keeps going. The cutscenes are pretty well timed before. I don't feel like I'm missing too much by doing the very basic exploring. And good game is good. Good game.
So yeah. So far exceptional. I'm in love, man. I'm absolutely in love. So yeah, you've been watching anything? You see anything lately before we move to questions? Supers.
No.
I watched Thunderbolts, the new Marvel movie. It's on Disney Plus.
Oh, nice. Who's in that?
Everyone you don't know and Bucky.
Oh, okay. So is he leading?
I'm assuming you didn't watch the Black Widow movie.
Oh no, I was
okay. And I'm assuming you didn't watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I tried,
because those are the two. Oh, I liked Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I found Bucky's plight too interesting, and so I got frustrated with the show. The initial I can't date anyone my age bit was like, this is compelling. Holy shit. Are we going to explore his immortality? Oh, no, it's not
Dude,
that
I kind of do just want a Bucky slice of life show.
Right?
If they just did slice of life anime, but it's live action Bucky Barnes, the show, I would be super into that.
I wanted Blast from the Past with Brendan Fraser, but where he kills people. That was the movie I wanted.
No idea what that is.
Brendan Fraser is in a bomb shelter until his 20s and comes out with the knowledge that Christopher Walken taught him about how to be a man, and he finds love using his 50s knowledge. Extremely
out of date.
Yes.
Probably a little
slightly offensive gendered knowledge. Yes.
Yeah.
But he's a good boy and it makes people feel good, and everyone kind of just falls in love with him anyway.
Okay. It's hard not to fall in love with Brendan Fraser. He's an extremely likable man and actor. But yeah, the Thunderbolts it's like it's kind of their Suicide Squad is the best way I would describe it. I got Suicide Squad vibes from this movie. Positive, so I guess the second Suicide Squad movie, not the first one. The first one's that's such a terrible movie. But yeah, so Florence Pugh is the lead, who plays Yelena, who is the sister of Black Widow, and that's established in the Black Widow movie. Bucky Barnes is in it. The evil Captain America from Falcon and the Winter Soldier is in it, and that's Kurt Russell's son, Wyatt Russell.
Wait,
I'm not sure if you were aware of that fact.
Wait, the weird looking one? I know that's weird
looking. What?
Wasn't that the point of the thing?
Oh yeah, well, when his helmet's on, he looks like the guy from Up. Yes.
Yes.
But that's only when the helmet's on.
Yeah,
but
it
was
was
a lot like his dad.
But that was a costuming choice to make the helmet look bad on him, so you'd be, something's not right.
He's supposed to be an imposter. I mean, he freaking spoilers for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He kills a guy in front of everyone.
So is he cool or
got rage
evil?
Issues. He's everyone's kind of an anti-hero. It's all the anti-heroes.
So it's a Suicide Squad kind of thing.
That's what I previously said. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm catching up.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I wasn't ready to absorb that information at the time you said it.
And then there's some new character, Ava, who I've never seen before. And if she was established in a previous property, I guess it's one of the few Marvel things I haven't watched. I have missed a few, but she was cool. Kind of had a Destiny-looking costume that I enjoyed the design of. She can teleport and turn invisible and shit.
I like teleporting.
So. Oh, and then there's a lot of actors' kids in this movie. Bill Pullman's son is in this, Lewis Pullman.
Oh.
So you've got offspring of the president of Independence Day hanging out in this thing. And then David Harbour, who is what you pulled up, in the Russian Captain America.
It's extremely gray.
The scene you're watching, the buildings just came down, so there's a lot of dust in the air. I wouldn't say it's an extremely visually amazing movie, but very few Marvel films are. Thor Ragnarok was on over the weekend just randomly, and I was like, man, this had some visual sauce.
Yeah, that was a psychedelic piece. I enjoyed it.
The Guardians movies all look great. The second and third Thor movies look really good. It's a shame they forgot to make the third Thor movie a good movie, but it looks nice. I like how it looks. But yeah, I thought it was really fun. I was surprised how much I like this. There's a straight up Bucky Barnes Terminator 2 on a motorcycle scene, and it's the aura farming I've been waiting for. It was wonderful.
You really grabbed onto that one. I think it works for you.
What?
Aura farming.
It's just so useful when you cover anime regularly.
I get it. It is hard to say being badass for badass reasons. It serves a purpose.
You can't say someone is being rule of cool. That doesn't work.
Well, being a badass,
you can say someone has aura, and that's there's a scene where Bucky is on a motorcycle, and it is pure aura. It's wonderful. Yeah.
Questions?
Oh my God, the third Thor movie is Ragnarok. I completely forgot about the second Thor movie.
It was pretty forgettable.
Is the one with... Is that Christopher Eccleston? Did they waste Christopher Eccleston on the second Thor movie?
That's the one with the Dark Elves, right?
Sorry, I know you're trying to move on, but Dark World.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I completely forgot about Thor Dark World. They made 4 Thor movies. Oh my God.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, all right. Let's make a 5th one because then it'll be and make it good, and then it'll be every other Thor movie's good.
I kind of like the elves, but the ending fight just kind of ended. The train part was funny. That was a weird one, man.
It was not great. Visually, I liked what was going on. The design of the Dark Elves was very Guillermo del Toro.
Yes, and that's what I liked about them.
Yeah,
that was my favorite.
They were memorable. Elves. They were striking visually, which you really can't say. I feel like about a decent amount of like the alien designs in the Marvel stuff, but
they were threatening fodder, which in terms of putties go, is hard to do.
You're right. They're total putties. You are not wrong. But let's take some questions and we'll see if there's any on-topic super chats. Let's get to it.
Hello there. Hello there. Hello there.
You can write into the Ask the Host channel, which you get access to in our Discord if you support us in any way. Twitch sub, YouTube membership, or supportourbromance.com. Sign up on our Patreon. You get access to that. Crit writes in, and Crit, you had a bunch of questions. I chose one of them. I chose one of them for today. Do either of you have a favorite broadly criticized AAA game? And then examples given are that Crit has spent a bunch of time in like Star Wars Outlaws and Gotham Knights, which were fairly panned. And actually, Star Wars Outlaws is my answer. I love that game. Star Wars Outlaws is a great game, and the head of Ubisoft has been throwing it under every bus he can find. And it makes me so sad because I don't think we're ever getting another one of these.
Was he personally upset by its lack of performance, or was it his
didn't
baby?
Sell well?
Or,
and yeah, I think last month the head of Ubisoft said Star Wars is cooked, and that's why it didn't perform well.
So he just keeps
not because the PC port kind of performed like shit, and they kept Jabba the Hutt storyline behind paid DLC. Or that they made any other number of kind of shit decisions leading up to the release of this game. It's just it's Disney's fault. It's Disney's fault.
Well, I don't really have a new answer because mine will always and forever be Prototype. I freaking love Prototype. I would play Prototype right now.
Reviewed well though.
It was ass in terms of story. I just assume it performed poorly because it was so gray and so lacking in so many aspects. But
this looks like
God, the combat was incredible.
This looks like they took their color palette from Prince of Persia: Warrior Within.
It was very much of that edge and that era.
It was a 360 game though. That would have been a whole generation later. Prototype has a 78 on Metacritic.
Really? Okay.
It's considered generally favorable
by critics.
Yes.
Okay.
Dude, I don't look at user score. I don't care.
I need to find something that critics didn't like that I like.
I hear from enough users every day when I open Twitter.
I guess I
look at the user score.
I guess I liked the Mario movie enough, but yeah, I need to find something new then. This is my poster example of if someone asks if I like a game with a bad story.
Yeah.
And indie games don't usually get the gravitas of the critic ire to even kind of reach that level.
Yeah, it's. I feel like it's harder for games than it is for movies because like a bad movie, you're what you're losing is a few hours of your time. Games, it's harder to enjoy things that are critically panned because a lot of times when they're critically panned, a major reason why is that they play like crap, and it's just not fun to play a crap game.
Yeah. Yeah, and the sheer amount of hours.
The first thing that came to mind was Anthem, but that's because I'm just trying to think of critically panned AAA games. I don't like playing Anthem. It's not my answer. That game sucked. And a lot of the things that are coming to my mind are games that wouldn't be my answer because I don't enjoy them. But yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I wasn't paying attention to review scores when I was younger. I wish I had a better encyclopedic knowledge of like how N64 games reviewed. Because I'm curious. I'm sure there were N64 games that were critically panned that I liked.
Also like a bad book. It just takes so many hours. You just sort of wander off before you find out it's bad.
Yeah. Oh, good. You can sort. Here we go. Oh, Army Men, Sergeant Heroes. I loved that game. Apparently,
that really? Okay, wait. Send me the link you're using. I want to see.
Okay. All right. Here you go, bud. Here you go.
Okay. That was a really solid strategy game. I enjoyed that.
It looks like it might have been specifically the sequel, and I'm not sure I played that. Sergeant Heroes wasn't a strategy game. It was a third-person shooter.
Yeah, but you had to move between the characters, right, in order to pull off the mission.
This appears to be every N64 game that has a Metacritic score, so you can just go to the last page.
So there might not be a ton of them.
Oh, Cruis'n Exotica is a 43. I played the shit out of that. Played the shit out of Mission Impossible the 61. That was like a formative gaming experience for me.
Wait, the Crystal Kirby the Crystal Shards was solid.
Well, 77 is a solid.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, never mind.
You gotta scroll down.
Okay, Infernal Machine. Really, 1080? Wait, no, this is 1080 snowboarding only got 70. That felt like it was legendary.
I logged so many hours in 1080. Every time my cousins were over, that's what we were playing. That and Mario Kart. It was right there next to Mario Kart for how often that we played it.
There was this terrible Xbox game where the mechanic was your wizard got older. That was
what?
Yeah, you started as a boy apprentice and you could shoot a fire bolt. And then in Act 2, you were middle-aged and you're fireball. And then in the final act, you were, a righteous wizard.
Huh.
And it was bad.
Yeah, I can't speak to that. So I would say more than half of the N64 catalog reviewed pretty well by Metacritic's estimation.
But there's also games.
And yeah, it was very specifically Sergeant Heroes 2, which I didn't play, so I don't know.
Well, and Pilot Wings got an 80. And that's a piece of our time. Imagine Pilot Wings coming out today.
You do have to evaluate it when it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you got freaking Pilot Wings.
Yeah.
80 on StarCraft 64. Wow.
Top 5 according to Metacritic on N64. Ocarina of Time is number 1. Number 2 is Perfect Dark. Number 3 is GoldenEye. Number 4 is Majora's Mask. And number 5 is Super Mario 64.
Where's that N64 game with he had blue spiky hair and he welt like a pipe that would extend?
Oh, that was
Mystic Ninja.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that is got a 67 on
okay.
it.
Well earned 67, maybe too generous. I rented this so many times and I don't know why I was obsessed with this thing. I wanted it to be good. Maybe I just wanted more Zelda. I really wanted this to be good and I kept trying.
It did review well. Okay, this is what I think of when I think of obscure N64 games that I assume only I played. A Beetle Adventure Racing. I remember being a surprisingly good racing game.
Beetle.
And critics agree it has a 90 on Metacritic. That game was fun as shit.
You race I thought you meant the bug. You were
No, if memory serves, It came out right when that redesign of the Beetle came out that Volkswagen had all those commercials about. So that's when that retro futurism trend began in the car industry.
It was bought and paid for. There's no way Mario Tennis was better than Rogue Squadron.
Mario Tennis was pretty good, but so was Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, Rogue Squadron was amazing. What'd you do? Innovate on tennis? It already existed.
Mario Tennis was really good though.
I did like Naboo Starfighter. That one was actually pretty good.
Yeah, my real answer would be Star Wars Outlaws. How are those two? I liked both of those licensed Matrix games. How did Enter the Matrix?
Those were actually because they got all the
65. I would consider that critically maligned.
Yeah, they got all the actors to do it. So yeah, after the investment you put into it, probably not what you wanted. Oh my God, this Mission Impossible game was ass. Yeah, 61.
I loved it.
Oh, it was so tough.
It was hard, but oh man, that was one of my first get good memories. This is I like this game. I was just very into spies and espionage at the time. I cannot believe I made it out of my teenage years without going through a Metal Gear phase.
Yeah, we need more. Where's just normal ass Xbox? There's got to be some stinkers in here. Oh my God, there's so many 500 pages.
Oh, yeah. Because there was so many more Xbox games. And a lot of the ports were terrible. Why am I singing Zelda?
There we go.
Anywho. My answer is Star Wars Outlaws, followed by Enter the Matrix and The Matrix Path of Neo. I really enjoyed those games. They were a good time.
I'm going to do some research and I'll get back to you.
This is going to take there's too many Xbox games, dude.
I know. And the reviews were actually on the internet, so I'd have to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Drake of the 99 got a 22? I remember that being pretty fun.
Well, maybe there's your answer.
Maybe my answer was Drake, apparently.
All right, Midnight Miko said, Garrett, we know that you went home and showed your significant other Claire Obscure. Unsure if Kyle did the same, but either way, if you did show your spouse the game, what was their impressions?
Listen, it is a fallacy that I'm streaming and Kristen's not. I'll say that much. Kristen speaks French, and she was an absolute delight. And I'll leave it at that.
That's it?
Yes. She had a wonderful time. And if you thought our intro took any amount more time than it should have, we didn't even make it to the first cutscene over the course of an hour because she had so much to tell me about various French things in the room.
Wow.
Yeah. The posters on the wall, the signage, all this. Release the Kristen cut. Yeah, very much so.
So what we're learning is that Kyle appreciates good pacing.
Well, that's why I skipped things the way I did, right? Like I was feeling it, like, oh my God, like I can't.
I legit just kind of missed a bunch of those people. When I played through it last night, I was like, how did I miss these people? Like they're really obvious once you start talking to them because they reuse a lot of the same models and you're like, oh, you aren't a reused character. I must be able to talk to you.
Yeah, but
how the hell did we miss the painter? The dude was in front of a giant canvas.
He had a thing, but we tried the trash can. All it said was we were trash. We're like, all right, let's get going. Like it was.
I was thinking about it as I went through. I'm like, I think we interacted with just the right amount of things to throw us off the scent of interacting with anything organic. Interesting.
Like it actually, like my gameplay experience is so decided by the pressure of the story. And if someone's saying, we got to get out of here, everything's on fire, I'm running out the door. And it's why I'm such a horrible Metroidvania player, because I'll come across a hole that's like got a shaft of light and a bunch of crystals exploding out of it. I'm like, what's down there? And it's like, well, no, you need to skirt it, go around. You didn't explore this area fully. It's like, well, this hole is shiny. Like, this is a beautiful thing. This hole is enticing. Are you not enticed by the hole?
That's a nice hole.
Exactly. Organic experiences first and foremost. Kristen, it was how I saw the side stuff, though, because she was going around seeing all the side stuff, saying a ridiculous amount of French as she said things I don't understand fully. It was a delightful
Don't look
time.
at translations of the music. It spoils things. Okay. All right.
Well, maybe that's why Kristen was feeling the way she was, because she understood the music.
Okay. Well, that's on them.
Yeah, that's on them. Why would they put it in there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen.
Why do that?
I know they assume I have a 5th grade reading level, but can they at least assume I can't speak French? Like, what the hell?
Oh,
you can't make these assumptions about the American audience. You're going too far.
Just gracious me. All right. Well, let's tie a bow on this one, Kyle.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's tie a bow on this one. Big shout out to our wonderful patrons supporting us over on Patreon. It is the month of the Grinding Gear Patreon-a-thon, so head on over to support our bromance and consider signing up as we are trying to, just bring more attention over there. And a huge thanks to those of you who did decide to go check it out and sign up. Ryan C., Alex K., Samuel F., Haracat, CL17, Maya C., JS Solenity, The Bulk, and Lady Ophelia Stormsley.
Hell yeah, thank you
for your support. And we also want to say to Lang and Ath, John the Arthur, Arkmaid, and Jas, thanks for the raise. You were already supporting us. You decided to up your pledge. So thank you very much. And of course, there's a special level that gets thanked each and every episode, and a lot of those names are now behind Kyle. I made it myself with my own hands. The patron wall. That's our legendary level backers. Huge thanks to Sean B, Cheesy Bob, Lost Mythics, Zervon, Compside Jedi, Pothy P, Bloodsy Von, Snugglegore, Shinny, Geo, Nicholas C, Jerry T, Sean, Jen, Vernacular Ham, Brom, Vasilius, KLG, Chaos, and of course, thank you to the Avane tier as well, which is comprised of Avane. We use Darkhouse Systems gaming PCs. Check them out, darkhousesystems.com. Use the code BROMANCE. You'll get upgraded to a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD for your trouble. And other than that, we're on social media. I'm at Garrett Art. Kyle's at Kyle Ferguson. Give us a follow and watch us live on YouTube. Just search for Grinding Gear or go to twitch.tv/grinding_gear. Find us there. We'll wrap it up for this edition of the Grinding Gear podcast. Until next Wednesday during the entire Patreon-a-thon. GG.
Take care.
Oh, yeah. All right. Backing that up. Backing it up. And then I'm going to get to the rest of these supers that we didn't read.
Important to do.
In the moment.
Yeah, we're going to be, as we go offline here, we'll release a video. We're going to release the video.
Release the river.
Release the river.
I love this.
I don't think of that line very often, but that sounds...
I just love the delivery. It's just something unintentionally kind of funny about it. Like, I feel like that one-line delivery is to blame for why a lot of one-liners from WoW bosses sound the way they sound.
Could be. Yeah, I can feel it.
I can
You've
just
also
imagine like a water elemental going, "Release the river."
You've also now been
mechanic
in my setup and played with the voice deepener and echo, and it's just fun. Like, it's just fun to do. You can't blame video game makers for just being like, you want to go in the studio and just make a bunch of deep voices? Yeah, I do. Let's freaking do it.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
It don't matter. It's good times.
It don't matter. None of this matters.
It's a good time.
It's a good time.
It's a little too deep to be. Yeah.
Well, this is your
That's just Satan. Just say, "Oh, Saddam."
Oh, Saddam. I mean to be a little higher, but I always think of True Lies.
Oh yeah.
True Lies has this one.
Yeah, that is very True Lies. Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, good movie. Good movie, The True Lies.
I love that movie. That's a good one. That's a good one. Elian, thanks for the super earlier that said that intro hit my core. Cheers for the ITN feels. I don't think he meant to make a core ITN joke, but hey, you did it. You did it.
Good times. Oh yeah, that should be our Twitch edit, right? That should be our critically panned love. It was HOTS. It was HOTS all along.
Yeah.
6.5 out of 10.
6.5 out of 10, man. BS. B freaking S. Those were fun games last week. We should play more HOTS.
I agree. Let's play HOTS.
Chris Clayton, thank you for the super earlier. Half-Life 2 has shown that Valve can incrementally iterate on their game series without ever reaching 3. This is known as the Threnos paradox. Did you just make a joke about the Xenos paradox? Well done.
Huh. Yeah, you should.
Hold on.
Okay. All right, sure.
Respect.
You went for it.
It's over now. Always good to see you. Think of it super. What if Blizzard started a section of realms in the game that listed big private servers like Turtle WoW? Without asking, it would probably kill those realms with server costs and no legal threats. It would. I don't know how you would route that without hacking in and finding how to route that.
So you're
Blizzard would then have to break. I'm sure you'd have to break some sort of law. Right?
So, but you're suggesting like the sudden influx of players would overwhelm the servers. They would break it and then be like, haha, see, you ain't got what it takes, private server. Now let the big kids handle this.
There's probably more technical things there that are kind of ruining the fun of the spirit of the question. But I love the spirit of the question.
Yeah, it's a good question.
That would be extremely amusing.
It would be
Just
some
like,
malicious compliance.
Could you imagine? Excuse me, I'm getting a lozenge. My throat is like so dry today. Could you imagine just the headlines like, WoW officially lists Turtle WoW. Servers die in less than 3 minutes.
Can't handle the load. Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. That's really funny. That'd be really hilarious. Zico. Super. It's an 8th grade reading level that a lot of people are at. They can't tell if the writer is lying, sarcastic, or who and why they may be writing what they are writing. I don't think reading level has anything to do with it. I think some people are just really pissed off and they don't care what the intended intent were, and they never had any intention on interpreting the intended intent of the things that they are reading.
Well, that's an interesting thought, though, about the being able to get that out of, I mean, reading literacy is something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually understanding all that kind of thing.
Huh. Some people just want to dunk.
I think is also, as shown by, just reading the article aloud, like it's awful more enjoyable to listen to someone read sometimes than read something yourself. It was a bit of a dry post.
Yeah. How did the truck maintenance go? More expensive than I thought it would be. It's almost double the price to do a transmission job on a 4Runner than an Xterra. Takes a little more fluid, but apparently a lot of it just comes down to 4Runners don't have a goddamn dipstick on their transmission. So you got to like fill it up and then stop and then like check manually. And it really slows down the whole process. And so it elongates the labor time, which is lame. So if I had known it was going to be double, I might have at least done some research into doing it myself. Because Xterra, we did a full transmission job on that. Wasn't that much money at all. It was definitely worth it to pay someone else to do it. But this one was like, oh shit, damn it. And I like this guy because he's like our mom and pop guy, and I do trust him. So I wasn't going to be like, nah, don't do it. Because I want to keep him happy, because when we have big surprise problems, I trust him to not rip me off. So, yeah. So anyway, a little more expensive than we thought it was going to be. The problem with Katie's car is exactly as expensive as we thought it was going to be. So I'm not happy about it, but at least it's not a surprise. So, yeah. Winkle. We talked about that one. That was the mechanical gripes with Expedition 33. Kura, Super Garrett really said, give me eye strain, mon ami. Pretty much.
Well, immersion.
Have you ever seen the film Paris Je t'aime? It is one of those romantic shorts collections, and I really like it.
I have
watched
not.
I watched it in a film class in college.
Oh God, there's a lot of parts of it.
Yes, because it's there's others of these. I haven't found another one of these that I like, so I forget what to liken it to. I guess you could call it a Love Actually like, where it's a bunch of like romantic vignettes. But this one is even more rapid fire, and you don't revisit any of the shorts. It's one and done short films. And so it's just a bunch of different romantic vignettes, and it's really fun. There's one where Elijah Wood falls in love with a French vampire.
Oh, naturally.
Yeah, so it's like all over the place, but I really like this one. So would recommend. And hey, you get constantly interrupted, so here you go. These are like 20-minute long short films. You can slowly make your way through the movie, and you won't feel like you're missing anything. Anthology. There's the word I was looking for.
Animatrix. It's an Animatrix.
Except Animatrix is a tie-in, and it didn't get a theatrical release. This is its own standalone thing. Anyway, Gabgano said, even more impressive for the Expedition 33 performances is that all the voiceover was recorded separately, then spliced over the mocap that was done ahead of time. Oh, so that's why the lip syncing is to the wind.
Interesting.
Because like Last of Us, like Naughty Dog in general, this is what they've been doing, I think, since the first Last of Us. They also use the same tech for Uncharted 4. They have those big head rigs. So they get the voice actors to do the mocap and act out the scene in real time, and they get some real life or real time lip sync data as well.
That was my first thought. So it looks like it was a phone. What? Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, link. Let me see.
I'll put it up on stream here so everyone can see. Yeah, look at this. It's just a phone on a stick.
Huh.
Small indie company. Look at them go. That's cool.
That rules.
What a fix. What a workaround.
I have a friend. I haven't talked to him in a while, but graduated together and she got into mocap. I wonder if I could get her on the show or if she's just NDA'd to hell and back.
Huh.
Her name's Christy. She's awesome. Worked at Henson for quite a while before they sold the land or the lot. So she actually was working at that old historic Henson building. I was so jealous. I was very happy for it, but oh man, I was like, I want to hang out in the Henson building every day.
Be in the cool building.
Be in the cool building. Yeah, she's worked on so many games at this point. It's insane. Her freaking credit list is just getting longer. Imarashi, thanks for the super. I assume you didn't get a chance, Kyle, but for you two, I have seen that PoE 2 runs pretty well on Steam Deck, and I had its series record player count.
Yes.
Oh, and had its.
Yes, I was sent a key. I was sent a key for the expedition. Jesus, is in my head.
The Path of
Exile.
2.
Yes, the Path of Expeditions. I haven't got a chance to jump in there yet, as I spent last night figuring out that weird graphical issue we were having, but
which appears to be the frame generation.
The frame generation caused the skin texture and the fabrics to stop working. It sounds like
yeah. So I loaded up on console last night, and my fabrics were totally fine, and I'm like, okay. And I felt like I had already emptied my account of bringing technical concerns to Kyle. I feel like my balance was at 0 for being able to bug you on technical issues yesterday. So I wasn't going to say anything. You brought it up, and I was so glad you did, because I was like, not for nothing. I tried it on console last night, and the fabric sims were working fine.
Yeah, so. I'm really interested to try it. I've honestly been sitting on my Steam Deck being like, do I want Diablo 4? I really don't want to buy Diablo 4 twice. But now I can try out Path of Exile 2 on my Steam Deck. Yeah.
Hell, it might have been part of your timing issues. I'm fairly convinced after playing it on console that it really was just a get good moment. And I mean what I said towards the end of the stream yesterday, which was that the not knowing that they didn't bother with lip sync on some of the cutscenes did not help. That's actually where it started for me. I thought we had an audio sync issue, like within the first few minutes of the game. And so I spent probably the first 2 hours silently concerned that we were having some sort of technical problem. And I now don't think we were having any sort of issue at all. We also found out, Kyle, at the very beginning of the stream yesterday, you informed me of this because we saw, I think, 2 people message and say audio desync. And then you went and checked it live and it seemed fine. And so we moved on. But you said you went and checked it again last night after the stream was said and done. And the first few minutes of the stream, there actually was an audio desync.
It was all of like 30 seconds long, but it did happen and then it was gone. So I don't know if that was a YouTube processing error. It wasn't appearing on our screen locally. So that was just a weird moment. Yeah, I blame FrameGen. FrameGen did that. It was running in the background there while we were hanging out.
Yeah. We had the perfect amount of very weird, short-lived, specific oddities yesterday that snowballed into me being like, I don't trust the deck anymore. And that's just such a spiral as a streamer.
Yeah, and we tried it this morning. We both beat the clown, and there was no problem. So
we just said so we recorded a video this morning that you'll see probably next week. And we just sat there for about 40 minutes, just kind of playing on a single controller, no co-pilot, no stream, no nothing. Everything was fine. And as, I mean, by the end of yesterday's stream, I had a couple really solid parry moments. So I think it just maybe frame generation, who knows? But yeah, no, I still missed some parries last night just playing by myself. I think it's a good situation.
Yeah. Could have. Yeah. yeah. All I can say is I will attempt to come up with a better non-Dark Soulsian way to say get good. I will come up with something for the future. Well, that's not. It's okay if you suck, because like This is just how I feel.
I like that though.
I play so many games where I just suck, you know? It sucks to suck publicly, but sometimes you just suck in public.
It wasn't the question I was asking. That's why I got mad. Anyway, we'll see. Yeah, it was a T-Fiend saying 100% of Claire on expert with frame gen, and the parry timing felt great. So yeah, who knows?
Yeah, but it was having other issues, so we were able
it's
to
okay
turn
to
that off.
suck in public, everybody. Just remember that.
Suck in public, but with friends.
It's okay to end this stream.
It's okay to release a video. We're going to do that right now.
Yep. Video now. More Expedition 33 tomorrow.
Bye, everybody. This link is for
Watch
you.
the video.